Alright guys, let me know when we're live. I think we should be. Gonna start loading into the game. Into the game. Yes. Feel free to disconnect me from the net of battles. I'm live. Fantastic. Okay. Didn't have to refresh? Oh, good. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're all having a good day. Hopefully Heroes of the Storm opens up again. We're going to be doing coaching and replays and all that fun stuff today. Oh, you get the old loading screen if it's in the old client. Intriguing. Whoa, it's loud. Oh, goodness. Oh me, oh my. Can we tab out or something? Nope, it's just loud. So we're going to start off with a replay from Sinister, Sylvanas. It's Virus in the chat. I think this is a silver level game. And he wants me to be super critical. What's this madness? No refresh. I know. I know. It's a virus. Hopefully you don't get one from watching this. But, interesting comps so far. Let's see how it goes right into the game. What? Is that not how you say it? How do you say that? That looks exactly like virus to me. V-Y-H-O-R-I-S. Is it virus? I don't know. Virus? I don't know. It just looks like virus. It is virus. Yeah, I thought so. Yep, there we go. Flawlessly executed. He sent in a long-ass replay, too. Joy of joys. Gonna get deep into this one. Let's turn this down a good chunk. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay, let's take a look at the Sylvanas gameplay. It's definitely pronounced virus with edgy spelling. Okay, so, I mean, right up, like, looking at this, the team comp here. Yeah, see, Adam, have a good dinner. I mean, their comp's pretty damn good. I mean, Malthael, especially on this patch, is super OP. Anubrak, best tank in the game. Asmo and Taika is pretty good range damage dealers, actually. And then Lily, solo healer. Obviously, it's in silver, so Lily isn't too bad, because she's easy to play. For your team, you've got Diablo, who's actually really strong on the map. Malph's really good too. Sylvanas is great. Sonya's great. Tracer could be okay. She's going to have a really fairly tough time in this game, though. I would think she'll have a difficult matchup. I'm going to pause it right here. So, I mean, both the team comps are pretty interesting. I mean, I'd say it's difficult. You know, the Tracer is going to have a tough time into the Lily blinds and that sort of stuff. So it would be kind of difficult for you guys to actually make that work, I would think. And there's not too many easy targets for her to kill. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the first thing to talk about here is the map positioning and where you guys have gone. Okay, so, well, number one, you can do cool things with Sylvanas at level 1 because she turns off towers. You can totally split up and just like hard push one of the lanes as 4 people. Usually you'll send your solo laner to one of the lanes, then you'll move with the other 4 to one of the lane furthest away. And then you can push in there, maybe take out a tower. You know, just get yourself a small little XP lead and a small advantage in that lane for the rest of the game. So that can be pretty useful. Oh, okay, yeah, hang on. There's the thing for submitting replays. Sorry, there you go. Okay, so that's something that's kind of worth considering. At the same time, then, in terms of Tomb of Spider Queen and just the normal lane distributions, right? You normally have 4-man, which will go between top and middle. And basically you can do that, you just clear out the waves, and then you clear out the next wave. Go clear out the mid wave, go clear the top wave. Mid, top, and you just keep doing that. And you can clear it as quickly as you can. It puts loads of pressure on the enemy team. And it normally actually turns into a bit of a stalemate with both teams just clearing and collecting gems until, you know, talents and scaling starts to kick in a bit more. People get close to having their turn-ins, that sort of thing. Then the bottom lane is usually the solo lane. It's the most isolated. I mean, if we just take control of the camera here, right? To get from the mid lane up to top, I mean, it's super easy. You've got this big open stretch. It's not really a problem at all. Whereas to get down to bottom, you have to go through here. You have to, like, you don't have vision through, so you have to go actually fairly deep towards the enemy team to get through. You don't have vision there, so it's a bit more risky as opposed to just going from top to mid, top to mid. So that's generally how the map is played. Okay. You need to switch back to your vision here. Here we go. So you can see you're down bottom. You should have Sonya down bottom, and then the 4 of you roaming as 4 between top and mid. And the enemy team should have Malthael down bottom against the Sonya. They're going to solo top lane. Right there again, a small thing. If you're looking at the map, right? I'm looking at this map and going, okay, they've got loads of people here. Malthael's up top. They're really not sending anyone down bottom to fight against me as Sylvanas. So when I see this, I'm kind of going, oh, Diza, subscribed. Hey. 3 months in a row. Fantastic. NA greater than EU forever until I join EU servers. But yeah, in this sort of situation, I'm looking at this going, okay, well, looking at how deep the enemy team is on these other sides, I want to push this lane as hard as possible. If I push the lane as hard and as fast as I can, it will arrive into the towers. The minions will die to the towers. They won't get XP. They might even miss some of these gems. And will actually deplete some of the ammo and do a bit of damage. So that's what I'd be looking to do. You can even push in here and keep it going until they send someone across. They send a Nubrak. That's okay, yeah. So yeah, when you're pushing against that lane, oops, you wanted to like throw the W on cooldown and spam all these on cooldown and just basic attack it as much as you can. You don't want to play it too safe. Right here, you're actually able to do damage to this. Like you can juke everything that he does. Right, you should bully the crap out of a Nubrak. He's, oh god, you don't, okay. Pause again here. Okay, so, a few things you can do. Number 1, you can bully the crap out of a Nubrak. You can see where other people are on the map. There's not much risk of being ganked. You can dodge his Q and his E's, and then you can always use your E to escape if you are in a lot of trouble. So it should be, like, there should not be any problem. There should not be any problem with juking a Nubrak. You know, like, let's say he hits you with his Q, or he hits you with, well, he shouldn't hit you with the Q. You need to be able to dodge the Q. If he hits you with the E, like when you're in a solo lane like this, if he hits you with the E, you can just throw out your E. The Q shouldn't stun you long enough. You can get out and it should be fine. So you should be able to just be planting basic attacks into him and poking him down a lot more. You don't need to be this scared. And then you absolutely never ever want to use your E to do damage. Unless you got Windrunner at 13. There you go, but like, you're not doing any basic attacks. There we go. You see what I mean? You're not actually doing any basic attacks. So, I mean, you could be bullying him so much more. He's a melee hero with kind of slow wind-up on his stuns that are dodgeable. And you could be exploiting that. Again, here you're running very scared when you don't need to. Your teammates just killed them in mid. Nothing to be scared of. At this point, you probably want to Hearthstone away as well. Okay, so I mean, at this point, you've got no mana. There's no pressure on this bottom lane. You'd be totally fine to Hearthstone and then come back while these waves are still fighting. And then you'd save yourself your well. You're going to tap your well instead. It's kind of a waste. So yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because they've actually switched a Nubrak away. Again, you're using your E for wave clear. You really don't need to, and it's also going to tank your mana. It's 75 mana, you know, it's a lot. These are free. This is also 75. Forget how much the ult is. But you definitely want to be going for that. Okay, I mean, you should be just fine against Azmodan as well. Shouldn't be a problem for you at all. I mean, the E there is totally unnecessary again. It's a waste of mana. I mean, you have to be somewhat scared of Malthael. Lili would actually be kind of a pain. You've been against the two solo laners that are really easy for you to beat, actually, which is nice. And Tychus would be a massive pain. Tychus will wreck your face. It'd be pretty brutal. But against these guys, like, you're playing a lot too scared of stuff that's not actually scary. Like, in terms of Azmodan, what does Azmodan do? Well, his W is just a waste of his mana. You don't care. You counter his trait as well, so you don't care. His Q you can dodge, and he wants to hit it on minions probably. So you can just stand aside from the minion wave, and it won't do anything. You can dodge it, it's fine. And then his laser, I mean, takes time to build up. You can just use your E to juke out a laser. So again, you got nothing to be scared of with Azmodan. Now, the thing is, he will, like, he's super tanky, so, you know, it takes time to kill him, but you can just, like, kill the minions and ignore him, basically. And then just step away from his laser. Don't be standing on your minions so that you can get easy Q value. Right here, you've gone to join your teammates, and they're getting a free split push down bottom, which is really, 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 really bad. You always want someone in every single one of the lanes. And you can see the enemy team, like, this Azmodan's got huge value on this push. And the enemy team is way up in terms of XP as well. My camera's in the way of talents. Oh, okay. It's got Sieging Wrath for Azmodan and Army of Hell. It's just standard. You actually have Regen Master and Bed of Barbs for Anub'arak. I can tell you some of the others. I'll tell you if there's anything significant. It's not Taste for Blood, it's Sieging Wrath. But I mean, he wants to hit the minion wave for damage anyway. Like, it's not really worth his time throwing out a Q to only hit one hero anyway. He's pretty bad in the solo lane. He doesn't have a good time. And it would just get pushed in against him, especially Sylvanas. Because, like, the value of his trait is completely nullified by her trait. Basically, well, almost completely. She doesn't turn off the trait itself, like his General of Hell. But she does, it does prevent all the minions that he empowers from actually doing empowered damage. Stops all the pushing. Yeah, right here you want to be pushing this as hard as you can. You want to get this fort. Like, you're being super scared, and again, there's nothing there. I mean, like, if you look at the map, like, pretty much the whole team there is fighting in middle. There's really nothing that you're scared of. You can see everyone who's scary. They're on the map, they're not there. You're running away from Azmodan, who you really don't need to run away from. He's more scared of you than you're scared of him. So that's not one of the main things I would say. You usually have time to cast your E when you see the... Well, you need pretty quick reaction speed, so I don't know. But usually you would have time to cast it. Right there, like, you don't want to use the E. I would say just never use this for damage. You want to use it to escape, and you want to be using it to escape from things that you actually need to escape from, not just, like, randomly. Right here you want to, like, be killing Anub'arak. Like, again, you're running away from a fight that you guys have won. So you could see, and I think that's a really good example. You know, you threw your E behind. You didn't need to use it at all. It was just 75 mana down the drain plus an 11-second cooldown. When in fact you wanted to be diving in, and you wanted to, like, just like, kill their team, right? What's this? This is a big bastard. You can use your E sometimes to turn off forts. It's okay. You'd normally use the W though. Alright. You can see, like, mana's been a massive issue. A lot of that's coming from the fact that you're using loads of needless haunting waves that you don't need to use. Alright, this is fine. We've got Barb Shot, which is nice. Wailing Arrow would probably be the best, of course. Yeah, we've gone for Wailing Arrow. That's just fine. Getting a really nice push here. You've actually got good potential to... just watching they're diving after someone there. You've got pretty good potential to push down a keep here. That's probably what you want to do. You want to, like, group up and push down a keep walls, at least. Probably not the keep. I mean, it's worth trying. You guys are level 11 to 9, which is a huge lead. You've got Sylvanas. It's fantastic. You absolutely don't want to be running away here. I mean, this is a great opportunity to push more. Like, there's no reason to run. They don't have ultimates. So it would be pretty easy. You guys left Sonya alone there and she died. Your team should be pushing in as 5, right? And that's, like, keep walls. At the minimum, you should be getting keep walls, which is nice, really good XP, and it opens up that bottom keep for you, which is fantastic. So that's definitely what you wanted to be doing in that situation. You're saying your Wailing Arrows are bad in this game? Okay, we'll see. You can just spend all the Qs. Yeah, you want to be using those Qs more aggressively on that. I mean, there's no point in having extra charges left over at the end. You just want to spam them out. Yeah, of course, like the top lane is the best lane in this map. It's not only the shortest lane, but it's also the boss lane. So it's definitely the best one to push. In that sort of situation, though, he wasn't bottom in the first place, and they just took out a fort, and they basically had a full health web weaver, and it was level 11 to 9, and the enemy team was actually quite far off hitting level 10, so that was a great opportunity to get really good damage on that bottom lane and open it up, which is valuable in and of itself. Okay, there you go. You see, you can dodge the noob Qs, right? You can see him coming. You can walk around him. Not a problem. Turning in, you don't have enough gems. This is a good. That would have been a good spot for Wailing Arrow. You've gone again there, way too defensive. Rip. Definitely could have done that. Okay, that time was a good E. You wanna, you definitely wanted to. So a couple of things in that fight. Number one, like your juke was like, so the team fight's happening over here, and you went like all the way over here. Like you went to run away. I actually need to close the door. Hang on a second. Be back. Close the door. Hey, door closed. I've turned my trousers into shorts. I don't know why. I just do. Also, the dog likes to chew on them. What was I saying? So, yeah, you were you juked like really far back, and then you were way out of the team fight. You can juke much if you want. If you need to juke backwards, you can do so into like a much closer position. You basically want to be safe, sure, but you also want to be actually in position to attack. So being over here is not very helpful. Whereas being within your team and still safe is better. And then you had really good Wailing Arrow opportunities right there. You had the mana. There's not really any point in holding on to it. Okay, the Malfurion DCs for a bit. All right. But yeah, you don't you don't really want to hold on to that. Like that was a big team fight. Someone came home, so Winston's gonna be upset until he's let out. He's like, "Wait, you're back and you're not gonna play with me?" So you want to, alright, this is good-ish. Okay, well, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. But you want to basically, make sure to use your Wailing Arrow. When you're in a big team fight, you want to use it for sure. Like a team fight it's that big, you want to make sure you win that team fight as dramatically as possible. Okay, so in terms of the Merc Camp there, so to take the Merc Camp most efficiently, so with Windrunner, of course, you want to throw it through the camp, so from here to like here, and then you want to teleport, you want to go from here to here. You want to spend all your Qs in between your teleports. You want to use the E to hit the camp, so it turns the camp off, there's a little bit of extra damage, and that you teleport, while still being in range. So that's the quickest and most efficient way to do it, is just to hop. It doesn't matter where, but just to hop from side to side on the camp with your E's, hitting it as you go. I mean, you didn't really activate it, and you threw it way out there, so. Yeah, and you don't want to use your E's on the Merc Camp. Now, you can use your E's kind of aggressively for damage, and this is where there's a lot of skill cap that you can put into Sylvanas, which is aiming your Haunting Waves correctly within the team fight to get your Q resets to do a lot more damage with your Qs, while also still being in a good position or even flanking around and putting lots of pressure on the enemy team. Working that in with your Wailing Arrows as well. It's actually pretty interesting. She becomes very like Vala or something, a very high speed assassin. So we'll see how that goes down in team fights. But oftentimes in the team fight, you want to like throw your E into a flanking position and like throw it backwards or something like that. It can vary quite a lot. Okay, right here is Sylvanas as well. It's very important that when you're fighting under a structure, you ideally want to throw your W onto the structure. It will spread to everything anyway, and it will guarantee that you turn off that structure. It's pretty long range. It's at least, was it 3 seconds? It's at least 3 seconds of this being turned off, which is a huge deal. So that's always one of your first priorities when you are Sylvanas in a fight underneath structures, is to make sure that those structures are actually disabled. mean, she is just dead. Oh god, Diablo's gonna die as well. They should have just let her die. Oh my god, you guys need to run. Just, like, run away. Oh god. At that point, like, you guys just need to say, okay, that was a bad engage. Sony's just dead. Let's run away. That's what you want to do. So enemies are going to get web weavers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Especially at this point, you've got very little mana, really, so you don't want to be, you really don't want to waste it. Hey, Locksmith, welcome to stream. Right, Malf giving you mana. Malf MVP. Oh my god. Be careful. So, yeah, you're doing fine here. You just want to throw the W's to poke. Oh my god, no! Stop it with the E's! Don't! No! E's bad! It's so bad. Don't do E's. Don't do E's for damage. It's really bad. Really, really bad. Hello, Winston. He's been sad to be locked up. It's sad. Okay, let's watch this fight. Okay, it looked like your Wailing Arrow missed a lot of people there, did it? I was kind of distracted for some of that. Oh, you wanted to E into them. Oh, no. You had the right idea there. You missed the activation on the teleport, though. But it gives you a lot of damage. I mean, each one of these does 90. So 5 charges, I mean, it's like 450 damage just from your Qs, which is quite a lot, considering your, the HP that you've got. So you can do quite a lot of damage, you know, diving forwards with those E's pretty aggressively. It looked like he didn't reactivate the Wailing Arrow. It was a great opportunity, that's what I noticed, like, on their team fight, just boom, on top of all of them, fantastic. I mean, Lily would be the best person to hit because of this. I mean, you're stopping a 6-second, it's a lot of damage, right? That you're basically getting back, which is great. This boss call, you guys could potentially do it. Now, you absolutely want to be in there doing damage with Sylvanas in order to carry. Actually, it's Sonya not being here, this is a bad idea. Now, I mean, if you're all there, I'd say it's pretty doable. You've got level 16 to 15 advantage. Your team does a lot of damage. Like, Sylvanas with Barb Shot will shred through the boss. And Windrunner, she'll just wreck it. Tracer and Sonya do good damage too, so you would have been able to wreck that pretty safely. Luckily, the enemy team didn't understand and didn't punish that, but with the way you guys were split across the map, it was not good. But it would have been a good boss opportunity if you guys committed as 5. Now, it worked out okay. But yeah, I think you had a very good chance to take the boss. Now, you didn't have a lot of your heroics, but you have so much damage that you can do the boss so quickly and pretty safely. It's really not a problem. There's no point, really, in turning in right now, because you don't have enough gems. You want to like depush those waves and grab the last few gems, then turn in. You also don't want to come up here. There you go, running away. So you wasted time running up to top right there when you could have, you know, done something in the mid. You could have depushed that bot lane, would have been the most valuable thing. Oh. Now this is like a total mess from you guys. Like if we look at the map right now, like this has been a total mess. So, a few options there. I mean, your team could have pushed with 5 with the boss. You got Sylvanas, so that's very useful. And you always want to be trying to get your team to group up. Like, unless you're way behind or you're all really low on life. But in a situation like that, where you guys are all perfectly healthy, you've got a perfectly reasonable team comp, and you've got Sylvanas and the boss, you definitely want to be pushing down something meaningful. So you could go with the boss. That's an option. You guys were close to getting a turn in. So it could have been valuable as well to come down here, clear out these minion waves, and then turn in. So use the boss to secure a turn in, and then try to translate that into keep damage. That could also have been very good. You guys did pretty much the worst of all such worlds, where you came down here, you kind of turned in, but you didn't turn in enough to do anything, because you didn't have enough. Then you ran up here, went, oh no, ran down bottom. Diablo is over here doing a bruiser camp solo, so he's super slow. And then Tracer's gone back to clear out this wave. The best thing, probably what I would have done I mean, pushing with the boss was probably a good option. Otherwise, coming out, splitting up, clearing out these 2 waves, and then turning in, and you would have got a free turn in. You would have both waves depushed, and all lanes pushing with web weavers. I mean, like, the top keep would be in super danger from web weavers, and then you guys could have pushed bottom, basically secured a keep, but probably got pretty good damage on the top keep, plus taking out probably these walls here. It would have been really nice, and snowballed you guys to 20, and probably put you in a good spot to win the game, but Yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities for sure. Where have you gone? Okay, you're here. Oh god. Oh no. So I mean, this fight is kind of rough. I think we'll actually watch this one again. I mean, like, Tracer's not there, so it's just it's a bad idea, right? Tracer's not there, so it's just a bad idea. A few things in that fight. I mean, again, like, you're playing too safe in terms of your positioning. Like, you're going too far back. Like, you're often using double haunting waves to run away, which is not what you want to do. You want to use it to flank around. You also had, again, another great Wailing Arrow opportunity and saved it way too late. I mean, you guys should really have been losing that fight pretty badly anyway, because Tracer's wave clearing. Okay, you guys have Web Weavers. I mean, this is actually a bad time to turn in, because you're missing the Sonya, so it's not going to be super duper useful. But we'll see. Okay. Again, E for damage. Okay, this is nice though, committing to the middle. I like it. That's good damage on. Yep, there you go. Well done by the team. You guys did a good job there. At this point, unfortunately, you can see that these Web Weavers really haven't been effective. I mean, you guys just kind of... you built up to that, and it was kind of very clunky, that's the whole last few minutes of play. This is nice from you. You want to use your W, though, not the E. Very important. The W also turns it off for longer, so it's better. Might have been able to kill the Tychus. But you can see, I think you guys are in a great spot to, you know, take out at least 2 keeps from that whole section there, and instead you've walked away with, you know, losing a few heroes and having no keeps to show for it at all. So that's definitely a missed opportunity. Tracer stacks? Yeah, well. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more opportunity, right, to be using this stuff aggressively. Once you get Windrunner, by the way, you want to use your Windrunner on the camps. You don't want to use your W as much, unless you need to kill it quickly. But the Windrunner will do substantially more damage. This is a good time for you to just Hearthstone. You need... Yeah, there we go. Nice. When's the boss up? Just missed it. Soon. Very soon. But yeah, killing the Cocoon is a pretty good idea. I mean, the W things from Azmodan don't hit very hard, so you can kill the Cocoon pretty quickly, Sylvanas. By the way, you can hold Q down. You don't need to press it every single time. Personally, I like to press it every single time. I like to just spam it. But you can also just hold it down, and that's pretty valuable. To just fire kind of on cooldown. That would have been actually relatively, could have been maybe a good place to fight. Nice kill, cool. Alright, kind of bolt away, it's fine. It's a good spot. You probably want a Wailing Arrow. Okay, missed the mouth. Okay. Ouch. Oh god, oh yeah. I was like, you don't want to teleport into that Web Weaver thing. That would hit pretty hard, and then Azmodan could kill you. It'd be pretty painful. Alright. So, unfortunately, it's level 20 to 20, and you guys haven't got any keeps. This is why the game is going so long, right? There's been... It's not just you, right? But it's the whole team. You've not pushed your advantages at all the way you should. I mean, like, you guys probably should have won by now, to be honest. You guys can totally take this boss, and that's a great win condition for you. Good to organize your team to do it. Hopefully they come. Tracer is having a party down in bot lane. She's on the way. Sonya is turning in a totally insignificant number of gems. Okay, they're finally on the way. This is good for you. Yeah, I mean, like, you really don't want to miss these activations or anything like that. Good to do the boss, though. I like it. There we go. We got a boss. Fantastic. Alright, nice. This puts you in a good spot. You want to be committing to doing this keep now. You guys have your ults. Okay, woo, big fight. Cool. Okay, you're so safe here. You could be going so much more aggressive. In that sort of situation, like you've engaged really hard to the team fight, you would want to have pushed that a lot more aggressive. The wailing arrow misses. I think he could have made a much bigger impact there. I mean, like, Diablo committed hard, like, with Apocalypse. I think he might have even Hellgated in, I'm not sure. Certainly Apocalypse, though. At that point, you want to, like, dive in with him, go around the flank. You've got the wailing arrow to cover you as well, and just do loads of damage. You can bolt out if you get super stuck. You've got, like, so much opportunity there to really make a big play, which is something you guys wanted to do. Hopefully they keep... Oh, my God. Yeah, and the top keep is not dead, right? That's a huge missed opportunity from your team. You guys in that situation, you absolutely want to get a keep. And, yeah. That was a situation where you definitely wanted to engage the fight an awful lot harder as well. And just go deeper. Just get your damage out there. Get your damage output going. Because Sylvanas can do a lot of damage. She's very mobile, which is a big thing. They don't have much that can punish you. Like, if they point and click CC, it's pretty scary. Or like more burst or something. But I mean, you're pretty safe against their team as Sylvanas. Like, Tychus is obviously a threat, but you can kite around him pretty easily. You can kind of kite the Malthael, the Asmodan, the Anubarak. It's not too much of a problem. I actually should play more Sylvanas too. Do you think you're a top damage? Interesting. You could well be at the end. There's certainly a lot of opportunity to do a lot more, though. Sylvanas can do a lot of damage in up 2017. She does a lot of damage. And it is pretty impactful. Certainly with Windrunner, you can do a lot of single target damage. Like, I mean, if we pause it right here, I mean, and just take a look at it, right? So, like, just going Assassin Sylvanas, well, number one, you've got, like, a little bit of vulnerability with your W, so that's a bit of extra damage. But just straight up, like, basic attacks plus your Qs, like 5 stacks of Qs, it's like, it's, you know, 550 damage each. So you get, like, you get 2 resets with your wave. So, I mean, you've got over 1,500 damage, right, from just your Qs alone with your Haunting Wave resets. Plus damage from your Shadow Dagger, plus the vulnerability for extra damage. I mean, even this, I mean, you do a lot. I think it is pretty impactful. Like, you can play kind of aggressive as an assassin, depending on comp. It is a lot of spread damage as well, as opposed to an assassin. But, like, her damage is nothing to turn your nose up at. It's pretty damn good. Okay, this is great. This is a great spot for you guys to win the game again. You definitely want to push. Probably, you could even consider pushing the core here. 2 Siege Giants. This still pushing in. It's actually not too bad. Hey, that arrow is way too early, I would say. Okay, and like right there, obviously getting super flustered and making a lot of mistakes right there. Okay, you could see that one, like, you guys are getting super flustered. Like, the camera was positioned very badly. You know, you're dying, like, you're just melee range against the Tychus. You're dying with Bolt of the Storm active. A lot of big mistakes. You can see that you guys really had such a great opportunity to win. Hugely far ahead. Good news is all the keeps are dead, so that's good. But yeah, at this point, your team, you do want to just stay grouped up. Take the Bruiser camp, then your team basically just wants to sit in base. And, you know, maybe even, you know, just Hearthstone, sit in the spawn room here. go make a cup of tea. The last thing your team wants to do is go out and fight anywhere. We'll see what they're doing. Excellent! Let's go do the bruiser camp! Yeah! Well, hey! This is a great idea, isn't it? There's 3 of us alive. There's 4 of the enemy team. We basically have the game won. All we have to do is sit back. Let's see. If we look at the map, though, we can't turn in. There's no merc camps for us to take, except for the enemy bruiser camp. Of course invading the enemy bruiser camp, no less. Way out on their side of the map. 3v4 with Tychus about to respawn. Of course that's a fantastic idea. Why is it a fantastic idea? Well, because there's simply nothing else for us to do. The minions are too far away for us to attack. Here we go. Right, well, good job by you guys. Well done. Like, fair play to you and the Malfurion for realizing and being like, you know, no, don't do that. But yeah, classic Silver calls. It's like your 3 alive teammates are like, whoa, what do we do? What do we do? It's like sitting back and doing nothing isn't an option. It's like, oh, you know, that's a great way to win at Silver. It's like, just maybe leave your bruiser camp like untouched, or leave your siege camp on a certain maps on your side untouched, and then you sit there and wait as the enemy team goes, ooh, look, there's a camp we can take. We must fight over the camp. Down several heroes and we're gonna die. And then you just sit there and kill them all. Awesome. Alright, now you guys are all back alive. Malph's still not there, but the enemy team is super split up, so this is just fine. Whoa, Sonya goes in with leap, totally misses. That's unfortunate. By unfortunate, I mean that's kind of derpy and it sucks. So you're down 1 heroic. I mean, there's not too much going on, really. The enemy team could get a turn in relatively soon. The boss would be nice to take. You could also gank that Asmodan. Yeah, lag. Sure, that's what Sonya thinks. Going for the boss, maybe. I mean, I'd probably just kill the Asmodan and then take the boss. The Asmodan's way out of position and he's super gankable. Like, you've got fucking Tracer Diablo. It's just like, he's dead, man. He's dead. Fighting out in the middle of nowhere is not particularly useful. Oof, these guys took a big hit there. Rip. Yeah. I mean, it's like, out of all the things you could have done right there, your team basically decided to do the worst thing, which is to fight in the middle of nowhere. Ganking Asmodan, who's obviously overextended and on his own, would have been a fantastic option. Pushing out your other lanes patiently would have been an option. Baiting boss properly would have been good. Anything like that. You guys did pretty much the only thing that could lose you the game, which was just fight the enemy team in the middle of the lane for no reason. Now, it's not really your fault exactly, but certainly your teammate's fault. You can see, like, Leap was not available for that. Looks like Malfield did just die to the boss, so that's good. And you also got catapults on the core now, so that's also good. Alright, good. Their core is dying. They're still going on the boss. This is great. Yeah, you just want to fight them here. You just want to waste their time. Great, cool. So this should be the game 1 for you guys. Like, all you gotta do is stop their Heartstones, you know what I mean? I don't think anyone has noticed yet. No, no one's noticed. Okay, I think Diablo has noticed. He's saying to dance. There you go. Diablo knows what's up. There we go. Winions. Okay. Interesting game. Okay, we can see his stats. So yeah, you did top damage, which is nice. For sure. So, I'd say there's a few big things you could do to improve with the Sylvanas. So, I mean, like, you've got a good baseline to work from. You've got a good baseline to work from. You know, you got a great talent build. You're doing things, like, the mechanics are pretty decent. So that's good. And the map movements were relatively decent as well. Like, there wasn't too many, like, huge mistakes where it's like, whoa, you don't, like, understand Sylvanas. I was like, okay, you've got a pretty decent idea of how to play Sylvanas. You're just, like, not fully using all the opportunities. I'd say that the number 1 thing that you could kind of crank up a level on is certainly, like, level 1 stuff is an option. It can have some risks, though, which is, you know, organizing your team to push him at Sylvanas at level 1 can be pretty risky, so you may not want to do that, but it's something that's worth considering. I think the bigger things are to... you know, certainly with Sylvanas especially, you know, she is a hero that rotates with the team. She's not a good solo lane hero. She's very squishy. She's got no self-sustain. She's fantastic with the team and with pushing with the team. So that's something you want to be doing is certainly in the early game being with your team, having a proper solo lane hero in the solo lane, and then doing that sort of stuff and rotating with them. And if you can set up good rotations with Sylvanas, you'll have a big impact with that. One of the main things, your E usage was really was probably pretty poor. That's the main thing I would say. Those haunting waves, like you never want to use it for damage. You never want to use it on minions. Your E is there to reposition and to escape. So that's what you want to save it for. You can see you're running out of mana really fast because you're spamming your E's. You're throwing out E's to like cover your escape when you're not actually in any danger. So you need to watch out for that stuff. Like you could save a lot of mana from just not using those wasteful E's in the early to mid game. Wasn't too bad in the late game. I'd say going into the late game team fights then, kind of understanding the enemy team comp and what is actually a threat to you. But you could have played that one a lot more aggressive, you know, with dashing around. It's understanding that you are actually a pretty strong damage dealer with Windrunner, and with this build, that's one of the strengths is you do a lot of team fight damage, but you are somewhat vulnerable. So just like playing around that, but being able to like bully into trade and duel people and sort of flank around the team fight with those E's to get out your basic attack damage. Because you're doing a lot of like running around safely and throwing in your spells, but you're not doing much in terms of moving in kind of aggressively and hitting them with your Qs and your basic attacks and really being a bully and getting as much damage out as you possibly could. I think there's a lot more opportunity to do that, right? Especially at silver level, where the enemy team won't punish you as hard. You could definitely get a lot more out. So I would say that's probably like the main sort of things. It's a good solid base. It's a good solid base. But, you know, focusing a little bit more on pushing with the team, pushing with the objectives with Sylvanas, and then making sure not to be wasteful with your E's, and then being a little bit more aggressive in the team fights with your basic attacks and stuff. And just get comfortable. I mean, that also comes in. It's just, I guess the biggest thing is being comfortable with your positioning and working on that and kind of getting a bit closer to the limits of the hero so that you're not just running away from everything, but that you start to learn a bit more, even if you have to make a few mistakes and get killed in a few games, and it takes you a few games to learn this sort of stuff. It's okay, but you know, actually going a bit more aggressive and then using your E's more sparingly when you really need them. Yeah, it's definitely hard to find that middle ground for sure. I mean, a good chunk of it will come from when you start to understand the team comps, and like let's say you play Sylvanas more, you'll start to learn like, oh well, this hero is really good against me. I need to watch out for like a variant taunt or something like that. Oh, that's pretty scary, that sort of stuff. So you get a better feel for that as you go on, I think. Got loads of people sending in replays here. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 9 in here at the moment. So we'll get through as many as we can. Number 2. Nikurasu. You're welcome, Virus. I hope it was helpful. Yeah, I was mostly focused on like the critical things in that as opposed to the things that were going well. But yeah, hopefully it was still good. He said Lucio was good in 4-man. Oh god. I feel like I remember we had a game recently where someone was playing Lucio and it was bad. You can't even remember this replay? Oh great. Okay. And we shall see. Ah, so you were in gold before and you dropped down to silver. Okay. That sucks, yeah. Well, there's a few things that you can work on, right? Is being a bit more aggressive, not being so safe all the time. Because I mean, the stats look good, but once you look at the replay, you can see that you're missing a lot of opportunities to actually churn out more damage. What the fuck is happening here? Okay, there we go. That was weird. Okay, no description on this. It's just called, like, Feels Bad Man or something. Feels Bad Man. Okay, great. Alright. It's an old one. Oh, this is a really short one. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Why do you have priority, Regeless? How come, huh? You're not even a subscriber, man. You don't get no priorities. No priorities for you. Alright, my nose was itchy. Alright. So we're going to Braxis Holdout. Joy of joys. It's probably going to blast your ears off now once the music loads in. Okay. Lucio, fantastic, yeah. Alright, you're going to be playing Dehaka. Cool. So this is like Grand Mastery level game-ish. To get Dehaka, your 4-man, you've got Diablo, Vala, Lucio, Tastar. I mean, it's pretty clunky, you know? I'll talk about why that's clunky in a second. Let's see what the enemy team has. So they've got Oriel, Gul'dan, Greymane, ETC, and Sonya. Okay. Okay, so this is master level game. Yeah, so I mean, if you look, so Dehaka is perfect, right? Top lane, great, sorted. In the bottom lane, they've got the Tas Vala combo. Then they've got Lucio Diablo to go with it. So that's kind of clunky. I mean, Lucio's not too terrible in here, but it's a bit like, eh. But the Diablo really doesn't fit well, because it's like, what's he gonna do, really? What's he gonna do, really? What does Diablo bring to this composition? Nothing much. I mean, you've got like a slow, sustained base comp, which is based around hyper carry Vala, right? So what does Diablo do? I mean, it's like he dives in and it's like, okay, well now you're in there. Good luck. You know, don't die too quick, I suppose. I mean, it's just, there's not much gonna happen. Lucio can't really save the Diablo. The Tassadar shields really want to be going on Tassadar Vala. So, I mean, it's pretty awkward. The 4-man, it just doesn't gel together. A much better 4-man here would be something like an Oriel. Obviously, like Oriel, Tassadar Vala is the classic triple combo. Then like a more defensive tank, a more zoney control-based tank, something like a Johanna. A Nubarak would still be okay. Even the ETC would be fine. You know, or Muradin would be okay. Something that's more defensive and laid back. That's more like, okay, well, I'm big, I'm solid, and I'm gonna just like lock you guys in place and peel you off of our backliners here who are gonna be just flinging loads of damage down on you. So like Johanna would be a good example. It's just like loads of wave clear. I'm just gonna stand back and just like CC people that try to run past me, and it's cool. The Diablo is like I dive in and then oh shit, well I'm stuck in there and my slow sustaining team isn't gonna be killing anyone. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about that. At the enemy team, you're going to be going up against ETC, Gul'dan, Greymane, and Oriel. Like their 4-man, I would say, is probably actually better. Gul'dan, Oriel generate lots of damage. Greymane to keep poking, and then ETC to lock people down. They've got lots of burst. They've got kill pressure. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. So we're playing Dehaka here. We've gone for tissue regen. It's okay. I think the speed one is a bit better at the moment, but this one is alright. Going with your team bottom is alright. NA tongue. Yeah, so I think, you know, like going and YOLO committing to that fight would have been alright, because you can burrow top, and presumably Sonya is already top. You've probably gotten away with that. Diablo is flaming you for doing absolutely nothing wrong. I mean, look at all the XP you missed. Oh my god. You almost weren't there for, like, the first few hits on these minions. What a travesty. What a disaster. Diablo is flaming K. Wow. I mean, that was close. What would have happened if you weren't there to watch the minions start to fight each other? Truly, this would have been a tragedy. So there's absolutely no problem. Now, you wanted to make more... Oh, look who's dead! It's Diablo! I can feel... I feel like I already know what's going to determine a lot of this game. If this was me, I'd already be... Oh, he flamed me for missing the tongue? Well. I feel like I know what's going to go wrong in this game. Sonya's a bit of a pain on Dehaka. Alright, cool. Yeah, you want to try hit her with the tongue when she's whirlwinding. I think. It's kind of like a... It's a relatively difficult matchup. Like, if you can pull her into the towers, you don't really want to take this trade with her here. That's going to go badly for you. This would be a good spot to tongue her. Nice! Okay, she misplayed that there. She was winning and then she overstayed. So I feel like against the Sonya, you want to be relatively safe. Because she does trade pretty well into you. Interrupting Whirlwind is super valuable. Like here. Missed. Oh well. You're in a pretty good spot to win the lane nonetheless because, well, I mean, you're Dehaka, you got the global, she doesn't, so that's nice. Alright, cool. Beacon for you. That's good, nice. And then you can start pulling her a bit. Now she does have block, which is pretty smart, and that gives her a pretty decent laning phase. That's probably about as much as you want to trade with her. Because she's going to have her cooldowns back up. Which is when you don't really want to fight. Whoop. Okay, so I mean, I feel like he overcommitted there. I think it was just fine. Like, I think right there you had a great opportunity. Right, when you're coming in here, so you pressured her loads, you pushed her back, then she came over here, and then it was like, okay, well, Whirlwind and her Q and stuff, they're all going to be off cooldown soon. There's not really much to be gained. You're not going to kill her under the towers. I think that was a good spot to just run up, grab the globe, and then come back. Does this talent interact with globes? No, it doesn't. Oh, no, it does. Yeah, you get essence from the globes. So it would have been really good to go up and grab that globe and then come back. So that's what I would have been doing right there. It was like, okay, you won that initial... Where the fuck are you? Number 5. Like, you traded with her really well. Then I feel like you overstayed. Her cooldowns came back up, and then she's taken, like, a decent trade back into you again. And it is, like, because she's got block, it is somewhat difficult as a lane, unfortunately. Oh, nice tongue. That one's good. Oh, so close. Yeah, Hearthstone is just fine. Lol if you're interrupted by minions. Oh, not quite. Alright, burrowing back in is cool. It's a pity that you have to use the burrows to get back into lane. I feel like if you're taking the trades a little bit better, against this Sonya, she's not that good. I think you could be like kind of opening yourself up to being able to burrow down to your teammates instead, which would be turning around that bottom lane, because they're losing it pretty badly. I mean, Lucio Diablo with Tassadar Vala. Detected. Unfortunately, it's just not a very good 4-man combo. And you can see they're getting kind of wrecked. So it would be nice to have something to set up to actually deal with that if possible. Yeah, this is fine here. Got plenty of essence, so that's good. You might want to pop it now, in fact. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. You really want to tongue her when she's going in. Oh, no. Okay, so I mean, interrupting the Whirlwind would have been pretty valuable. I thought that you were like baiting her with the Vala, but then it missed. Okay, and at this point, I'd probably be like tapping that well. Yeah, I think you kind of overstayed right here. You are gonna die. I think that was a really good opportunity to tap your well, and then to open up the possibility of using Brushstalker more aggressively to get some picks and stuff. Like, I think you definitely like overstayed right. Like, obviously overstayed right there. But even so, even assuming like in terms of moving to somewhere they're safer in the lane, what do you want to do? I think that was a great time to pop the well. You had the map sort of movements to do it, and then open up Brushstalker to be more aggressive and get some kills. Okay, that's a great tongue. Apparently Diablo doesn't have his cooldowns available, so she's not gonna die. Oh, yeah. I think we've, oops, you're number 5, there we go. There's the camera. Your team is gonna get wrecked top now. Yeah, I guess 3v4, so they're gonna have a bad time. Diablo flames you? Well, I mean, the Diablo's obviously pretty shit, so I wouldn't mind too much. Okay. Yeah, it's always good as well to let your team know when your Brush Stalker's available, even if it's like 20 seconds, right? I mean, even like at any point when Brush Stalker, it's good to just let them know regularly whenever you see people kind of in a good spot for some sort of rotation. NA tongues. But it's good to just keep people updated and informed on when your Brush Stalker is available to use. You're in a very bad spot here as well, where, I mean, you're down a level and a half. And there's really no sign of that getting better anytime particularly soon. I mean, they're going to hit level 10. They're going to get another Zerg Swarm. You're down both of your forts, and you're probably going to be down a keep. It could get pretty bad. You're doing the right thing here, which is pushing in. Trying to get XP for your team. I mean, it's pretty rough. You could burrow up to that top point. It is possible. You got interrupted by something here. Sonya. Okay, this is great then. This gives you a chance to come in here. Missed the tongue. Feels bad. I love that. The Sonya stuns you and you just burrow out again anyway. I suppose pinging missing, I mean, I don't really feel like pinging missing is very necessary on Braxis. I mean, pretty much the only thing in terms of the map to concentrate on is rotations between top and bottom, and they're pretty telegraphed. So I feel like you don't need the missing pings. I don't know, maybe that's just me. That's how I feel about it. That's a good tongue this time. There we go. Nice one. Alright, nice little burrow. Considering that they have level 10 and you guys don't, you guys have been putting up a good fight. A very good fight. Okay, they get a big Zerg Swarm. Luckily, you guys are close to level 10, so it's not going to be like you lose the game in 7 or 8 minutes, which is good. The Oriole cancelled Mosh Pit. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is a problem if the team is playing bad. But, like, for example, in this game, your 4-man team, because of the draft... Oh, God. Like, your 4-man team, unfortunately, is just a losing 4-man. And because of that, it opens up the enemy... In fact, it loses so badly. Like, I would even say that your team, your 4-man team, like, their 3-man can put up a pretty damn good fight against you. So it frees them up so much to rotate around and do things on the map. Which sucks for you. Big time sucks for you. And what can you do? Big, big time sucks for you. So, I mean, it's just Braxis. It's important that you actually draft good teams. Like, this is the most important draft map. If you draft badly on this one, you're super screwed. Now, your team fight isn't terrible. That's one of the things you guys have going for you. And that worked out pretty nicely there.
No Winston.
He does not want to go out in the rain. Aww. Yeah, they could have sent Valatas top. Yeah, that's true. I mean, even Gul'dan just alone could probably... oh, sorry, your team? Valatas top. 2-man. I mean, that's... I don't think so. I mean, it's just super clunky. I don't know, like, how you would actually... I don't know how you would actually make this work. It's super difficult. Like, the enemy team's draft is so much better in terms of the Braxis matchups here. Like, once you get into it, once you actually look at how they break down. Like, you realistic... I don't know what you would do. Probably send the Diablo to gank. It's the best thing I can think of. It's like gank with the Diablo. Because he's not too important. I'm like, the Diablo can't engage or anything. He's just going to be there. In the lanes. Diablo's pretty bad at the lanes on Braxis, I find. He's good late game, but he's weak in the early game. That's the problem with him. Because you don't have the souls. It's so difficult to engage hard early on. Later, it's fine, but early, it's bad. Alright, well, you guys have held on. Unfortunately, you've burrowed top. Your team is... They're going to be okay. Good. One, 3. Oh, 13. It is difficult to type two things at once. Alright, this is good, letting your teammates know when you're available to join. Yeah, you might as well just push top really hard. Oh, rip. I didn't catch the initial burrow. It was possible that you burrowed too early. This Diablo, he's a wonderful person.
Here we go again. The beacons are powering up.
At least he's got the right talents. That's good. Chase the base. Okay. I can see the point. I suppose it's to interrupt mosh pits more. Alright. These you guys are all alive, so that's something. Still don't have 13 though. Good to let your team know you've got Brush Stalker and you focus on de-pushing this now. With the way everyone's split, particularly with Vala not being there, it's a pretty bad spot. There's also no point in using the Q to wave clear a little minion. Pulling stuff into towers like catapults or siege shines is valuable. Apart from that, I probably wouldn't bother. Hello, enemy team. Ah, yes, this Vala alone in top lane does make our rotations kind of impossible. You are correct. You are correct. Oh, hello. They're all here. Well, Vala just got solo killed. And you guys are losing the team fight. It's not really a surprise. It wasn't a fight you wanted to pick. I mean, this whole last minute, this whole like rotation around the map, it was such a bad choice by the Vala. Kind of left you guys screwed. You didn't want to go in there and fight. Obviously, you didn't even have 13, and I mean, Vala's not there. I mean, you're running like double tank, double support plus Vala comp. I mean, if Vala's not there, it's like, what's the point in your composition? I mean, that's what it's built around, is Vala. So if she doesn't play well, you're super screwed. And she wasn't there, so yeah. You guys are gonna just get run over here. And that's gonna be game over. Okay, so, I mean, in terms of Dehaka, it's certainly a difficult game because the four-mans, like, was so favored towards the enemy team. I'd say a few things, like, I'd say, certainly in the lane, that was one of the things I noticed was, I mean, I don't know if you played Dehaka that much, right, but you could have been taking better trades against the Sonya. Like, there's a few times where you kind of went, you did a nice trade against her, and then you kept pushing in, and then she got a nice trade against you. If you played that a bit more, I think if you have a better feel for how the matchup works, just that individual matchup, take the good trades and then back off and be patient, and then take the better trades. You played Dehaka a good amount, okay. I felt like there was a couple of times, definitely in the lane, where it was like you got a nice trade into Sonya, and then you kept chasing, like, close to her towers when her cooldowns were coming back up. And then she kind of turned around and got a good trade into you, which kind of evened out the lane. I felt like you could have snowballed it a bit more and then opened up the potential to use Brush Stalker to actually join in with a four-man team and try to swing that around a little bit. Instead, you were kind of stuck in this early game rut where you had to use Brush Stalker every time to come back. It might have even been worth using the well to open up Brush Stalker to actually burrow down and help out your team. So I'd say that was something to watch out for. Then, I mean, like, some of the tongues were missed as well. But apart from that, I mean, the biggest problem was, like, not so much, like, the Lucio wasn't a great pick, but the Diablo pick was the worst. Like, if you're asking me, like, I thought the Diablo was definitely the weakest player in that particular game. Like, it was pretty bad. And you can see, like, the Diablo Lucio just doesn't work with the Vala TAS. And the enemy team had a very nicely constructed comp with Oriel, Gul'dan, Greymane, etc. Like, that's a very solid four-man team. And you guys were it was super random. You guys didn't have synergy in that, and you got killed. Probably the only hope, like, I don't think you could have switched the laning matchups. I think probably the only hope would be either to bring Diablo out to gank top lane, because he's not particularly valuable in the four-man team, unfortunately. Or else opening up some global plays with the Dehaka. That's probably the best thing I can think of. Then you guys just fell really far behind, and then you never really had much of a chance to come back. Honestly, you held on better than I thought you would. And then Vala threw it for sure at the end when she went off YOLO solo, which is the absolute last thing that she wants to do. She needs to stick with the double support. That's the whole point of your composition. If she goes off solo, it's just, the rest of your team can't function. It's a double tank, double support comp to empower Vala. If she's off on her own, the double support is useless. And you already have Dehaka to be off on his own anyway. That's the point of him, so awkward. 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, man, I would have been super tilted. Like, if we got that Diablo in our team, in our games today, I would have been like flipping tables. That's the kind of stuff that annoys me. I'm like, you're the worst person in the game, and you're the one flaming. It's like, shut up. Shut up. Basically blame the team? Well, sure, but I mean, I think there was opportunity for you to make it a little bit better by, you know, like, not taking some of those trades in the lane. I think would have opened... I think, like, the Sonya wasn't that good, so you definitely had... Like, she really wasn't fighting you as hard as she could, right? The Sonya wasn't great, so you could have outplayed her, and you could have, like, burrowed down. We're going to be looking at a replay from that Finn, who is playing Arthas on Braxis. Hooray! Okay. So, looking at the comps. Actually, two pretty reasonable comps. The most interesting lane is going to be the top lane. I'll show you why. So, you've got Oriel here. Enemy teams is kind of wonky. Alright, what level of play is this, Locksmith? But, I mean, if we look at the comps right at the start, you'll see this. So, your team, pretty reasonable. You're playing Arthas. So, you're going to have Rag in the top lane. That's just fine. Then you're going to have Malf, Genji, Kel'Thus, and Arthas. So, that's pretty nice. You got great synergy between these three heroes. Genji is free to rotate a fair bit. It's pretty nice. If you look at the enemy team, this is where it gets weird. So they do have the Valatas Oriel. They got Muradin, so they've got an awesome 4-man as well. But then they've got Gul'dan, so they don't actually have a solo laner. You can imagine if they had a Dehaka here, this would be like a perfect team comp. Your comp is okay though. I kind of like it. Like, you guys have some things going for you here. The Arthas pick is not going to be super useful though. They don't have really many melee heroes. But it's still like a decent... He's still a good tank. Like an Anubarak would be preferable in this situation. You know, Cocoon the Vala probably. Dive Gul'dan would be pretty nice. But alright, let's try hard. Anyway, Genji's super good on this map. I learned how to play Genji today on this map after picking the wrong talent. It was good. Okay. That was actually pretty nice. Convection stacks for Kel'Thus, which is fantastic. Genji's just going to be poking. Ooh, Malf almost going down. Well, lucky for you, Tassadar's solo lane, so that's actually quite nice. That's actually very lucky. They should have sent Gul'dan top and then left Tass bot. Then you would have been in a lot more trouble. They've made it much easier for you than they should have. Again, it's their fault for picking the Gul'dan. They shouldn't have picked Gul'dan. I'm not sure exactly how the draft went, but it doesn't make any sense. Greedy, looking for the kill. Gonna die yourself. Never mind, Vala not hitting you. Okay, you will die anyway. Almost, Vala. Almost. Almost. This is platinum, apparently. Jizo said it's platinum. Okay. But yeah, he could have first picked Gul'dan. Yeah, if he first picks Gul'dan, you don't build the Tass Vala comp. You build something else. Right? If he first picks Gul'dan, and then your teammate picks up Oriel for the Gul'dan, you don't pick the Vala. You could pick something like Sylvanas, or maybe even a Chromie. Something different. You don't want to go into Tass Vala, because then well, then you end up in this situation where you don't have a solo laner, right? Where your Tasks are split away. Kel'Thus is kind of wrecking fools, though, and he's scaling well, which is great. Rag is winning top, which is great. I mean, Rag is not the best solo laner at all, but against Tassadar, he's going to be okay, apparently. Okay, so this is ended up in, like, Plat 1. Alright, cool. So this is, like, Plat 1 type level. Alright, doing well on the Arthas so far. Went for the root talent at 1, which is good. This is definitely a pretty scary position. Alright, I like how you're doing this. The Vala positioning there is pretty bad. She could have punished you so much harder. Luckily, she's focused on killing your back line instead of killing you, which is great for you, which means you're winning the trades. Fantastic. Thank you, enemy Vala. Enemy Vala did 50% HP on Kael'thas, who was on full HP, instead of killing Arthas and winning the bottom point, so nice. Honestly, so far, like, the enemy team is, like, throwing this. Like, you're playing a great solid Arthas game. You know, maybe a little bit overextended at that point, but, like, the enemy team is just throwing this through bad decision-making. Specifically, their assignment of their top laner should have been Gul'dan. And then in terms of the Vala, focusing on the back line instead of actually just killing the Arthas who was out of position. Okay, we'll see how this goes. We have one stack of Shuriken Mastery. Get hyped. Okay, and you've gone into Frozen Waste. Perfect. Love it. Wait, hang on. What happened with the Zerg Swarm? I wasn't watching. Wait, what? Well, basically, like, with your composition, you want to push with your Swarm. Yeah, so, sorry, I wasn't looking at that. I was thinking about other stuff. But obviously, you want to leave Rag to defend yours, because he's got Molten Core, which is great. And then you want to, like, kind of push with it. They've got Vala Gul'dan, so they're just going to clear it out really hard. But you really want to push with it. With the wave. Or, alternatively, you want to set up, like, a big split push. And you just go like, well, hang on. Okay, we're not going to get a good enough push into Vala Gul'dan TAS. So we'll just let the Zerg wave push, and then we'll split push, and it's going to be fine. We're going to get value through split push instead. I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember. I wasn't looking. I didn't even see what happened with that Zerg wave. I was talking about other things. Alright, taking the Bruiser Cap. This is good. I like it. Guys are a bit behind in XP, even though I think he won that phase. I'm getting kind of confused with the way things are set up here. But, he should be number 0. Yeah. Okay. Kael'thas, by the way, almost finished level 1 quest, which is really, really nice. And before he dies on rotation, he probably won't, but it would be kind of hilarious and depressing. Alright, I really don't like the level 7 at all. I think it's really bad. Rip Genji. Kael'thas finished quest, though. This is good. So for level 7, I mean, Icebound is probably the best. It's hard to use. Rune Tap is also very solid. You don't want Immortal Coil, really, without Death Lord. You're better off at Rune Tap, I reckon. It's not the worst thing, but it's not great. Energized Cord and Oriel, yeah. Oh my god. Energized Cord. That's a terrible decision as well. That's really nice. That actually makes your life so much easier. Alright, good punish. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that's a good route. I like it. It was close to working well. I mean, Kael'thas didn't commit to the stun there, but you had the right idea. It's cool. You guys got a nice kill up top. Fantastic. Alright, great. Didn't think you'd get E value, so you're going to go for the coil talents later. I mean, maybe. What are the... I mean, I don't ever go coil builds. So there's only one other one in this one. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, I think Remorseless Winter is just so much better, though. Like, that's a really good talent. This is true with the Genji. Yeah, it is definitely broken. Okay, almost. Slow on the roots. Definitely there. That was a kill probably on the Muradin. But it's not the end of the world. But, like, that's a good situation, right? You've got such a nice combo. Like I said, the Arthas, the Malf, and the Kael'thas are a really nice combo. Because Malf can give Kael'thas mana, reduces cooldowns. You can chain roots, Arthas roots, Malf roots, Kael'thas stuns in any order. And really stun lock someone down into all that damage, which is quite nice. It's very good for getting a kill and a pick. Pyroblast versus an Oriole. Yeah, that's definitely a bad choice. Not to mention the fact that, you know, Phoenix is insanely good on this map. Oh yeah, Kael'thas is like, oh fuck, what? No, I didn't think. That's unfortunate. I mean, he can just, he'll have to bait it out, right? I just have to wait. Lava Wave as well. Get hyped, boys. Get hyped. I actually like it. That was a great flame strike from Kael'thas, by the way. You guys saw that. That was beautiful. Oriole not committing to the Crystal Aegis. She's considering giving you guys a free win. She's like, Pyroblast, Crystal Aegis, Pyroblast, or Resurrect, huh? Huh? I could block the Pyroblast, or I could just bring them back to life after they do it. Okay, she's picked it up. She's picked it up. Okay. You guys are very far ahead, so this is fantastic. You're a level ahead, which is great. And then, pretty importantly, you guys are well up in terms of the structures. I think going for some sort of gank here could possibly work. Okay. Alright, that's fine. It's just fine. Unfortunately, you've got X-Strike on Genji. This is, again, he should be a Dragon Blade here. Nice little damage on the Vala. Would be a good time to pop Army of the Dead. Yeah, you see, it's way too late in the army right there. You should have been popping that army much earlier. Like, as soon as you're committing to the team fight, really, you want to pop army. It lasts, I think, 15 seconds. It lasts a very long time. And it gives you consistent healing. So you don't want to pop it, like, to heal yourself up. Like, something like, you know, a Zul'jin regeneration type thing. You want to pop it much earlier. That was a good Horrify. Ooh, Genji gonna jump in, deflect. It's not gonna work. Oh, he goes down. Yeah, that's... Yeah, definitely the Ragnarok's not being any much help. He could have thrown Lava Wave top. He could have done something, but... damn. Yeah, for you in that fight, I think popping the army sooner would have been a good idea. Okay. Beacons are activating. You guys are still ahead. You got a level. You got a talent here. It's pretty nice. Rag is there. Okay, cool. Ooh, it's Oriole. Not in a great spot. Good hit by the Kael'thas. Good roots. Very nice. She's gonna not be able to Aegis herself. That's a great kill. Alright. You're doing the right thing here to focus on the Muradin. Good. I like it a lot. You can root him as well. Fantastic. Well done. There you go. Perfectly played right there. That was really good. Okay, I love the Shattered Armor as well. It's great. But that was really good focus on the Muradin. Force him down. Get pressure on him. You guys could take the boss probably at this point. Rag did die somehow, somewhere. Rest in pieces. Ragnaros. It's not risky with the Genji. Like, you'll see how quick the Genji kills it. You want to let him deflect. So you don't want to tank it while he's deflecting. Do you notice Corruption not doing damage from time to time when the enemy's standing on it? Well, Corruption applies a dot until he's level 16. Then it does. Then it does a burst if it hits a couple. It does a big burst at the start. If it hits like 3 of the Corruption thingy middies. Big X strike. I guess. He really should have gone for. Oh, nice one, Kael'thas. He really should have gone for Dragon Blade in this game. Like, X strike is. It's not as good. It's like the super safe option when you're stuck. Okay, you're doing this well. Yeah, just like eat up that army for heals. Perfect. Alright, good. This is like a nice lead for you guys. I'd probably just take the bruiser camp. Oh yeah, no, this is working well. Good route, very good route. Right, nice one. Nice kill on the Oriole off to the side. Oh. Tranquility to save the Kael'thas. The Kael'thas is playing a great game, actually, to be fair to him. He's had a great time here in this one, which is fantastic for you guys. The Rag hasn't been doing that great, but Kael'thas is doing well. Vala way oversteps. Thank you very much, Vala. Rests in pieces. She's dead. I presume you guys win the game at this point? Probably. You got a full wave coming in. It's gonna be onto core. You'll have level 16 and 13. You're super low, actually. It's a pity. If Rag had been alive, he probably could have won. I would probably still push in a bit, you know? Your death coil's gonna heal you for loads, which is cool because of your talents. I mean, you're just reliant on Kelthus to carry here. Nice, that's good damage. Very good, very good. Good job by KT. Vala wants to overstep again, fantastic. Oh, Vala walking into the Arthas. Excellent stutter stepping from Vala. Walks into the Arthas slow, gets stuck, gets killed. Alright, cool. Honestly, I feel like you did a good Arthas game here. This was pretty smooth. Hey, maybe not over quite yet. Good job, love that. Getting in front of the Muradin so that he can't kill the Kelthus, fantastic stuff. Looks like it's not quite over yet. Like the Rag unfortunately can't do much damage to the core. Alright, well 55%. Hey, it's not over yet, but you guys are super far ahead. And yeah, that's exactly the question, Locksmith. Like, if you are going to go for the Q talents, you do really want to get Deathlord here. You know, knocking it from 9 seconds to 6 seconds, it's basically a third more value on Immortal Coil, a third more value on Embrace Death. It's really worth doing. So you want to decide kind of early on, am I going like Frozen Wastes into Remorseless Winter, or am I going like Deathlord, Immortal Coil? I mean, you can even skip Embrace Death because this is just so damn good. And you can just go for like Deathlord and Immortal Coil. It's not too bad. But you do want to synergize, I feel like, 4 and the 7 together pretty well. I feel like if you're not going to grab the Death Coil at level 4, you're probably better off not grabbing it at anything else, in my opinion. So you can get Rune Tap, which is also really good. Okay. Genji is dead, so oh my god, Ragnaros is super keen to attack here. Yeah, I mean, the kind of the issue is you got a Genji with X Strike, and you've got a Ragnaros with Lava Wave, so your team fight's not exactly the best. And they do, if they play it right, they do have a very good team fighting comp on the enemy team side. That's definitely something to watch out for. I would not be going for a boss. Without a Genji, that seems kind of crazy. I like that you're calling for a retreat. I think, you know, waiting in a bush is okay. You definitely don't want to do this without the Genji, though. This is good because Tassadar's not there. So there's a fair chance that these guys are just going to walk into this. Oh, Muradin's looking. He's going to escape the boss. Root him, kill him. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. That's exactly what you guys wanted to do. That's a good call. Fantastic. Really well done. Alright, nice. So yeah, exactly. Like right there is the situation. You don't have Genji. It's a 4v5. You don't want to take the boss. Now, if they were smart, they'd get it out with Tassadar and they'd move in as 5 and you guys would be screwed. But they're not smart because they're, you know, it's Platinum. They're going to walk in and they're going to face check it with 2 people. Gul'dan's going to face check the boss. They're not going to organize properly. Tassadar's going to be clearing waves down bottom. He's not going to skate it with Oracle. And you guys are going to get a great kill. And that's going to win you guys the game. So that's really nice. Love mages to face check. I don't. Yeah. Ha. But yeah, that was a big mistake by them. I mean, their 5-man team is super strong. Again, like, Army being popped earlier would have been really nice here. You're just about going to survive, but it's a close thing. If it wasn't for the level scaling, you were probably dead right there. You know, like, if both teams were level 19, I think you would be dead. But because they're only 16 and you're 19, you've got, like, 3 levels of extra HP, and they're missing 3 levels of damage, so it's pretty damn good for you. Alright, cool. I mean, you're just gonna heal yourself up with the Q talent, right? Alright, cool. Well, that's there. You guys have got boss at most of its HP, and you got a full Zerg Swarm coming in. You got Molten Core there. Should be nice. Good root on Muradin. Very well done. Follow up on the Molten Swing. And there goes the core. Ragnaros's E and Molten Core doesn't actually damage the core, so you know. In terms of damage, like, you did a good, fine job, you know. It's fine. 6-4, thanks. Yeah, that Finn, I mean... I think you did a great job in that one. I think the Kelthis played particularly well for the game as well. Kelthis did a good job. The Ragnaros was a bit all over the place, you know. But he made it through. The Genji wasn't super impactful. I mean, I think the stats show kind of what I was talking about. Like, I think the Arthas had a big impact. Malf did his job fine. The Ragnaros, not super useful. I mean, Lava Wave getting value, but kind of clunky in terms of the team fighting and stuff. And then the Genji with X-Strike kind of being the weak link, but Kelthis doing a really good job. But I think he did the Arthas well, man. Like, I think that was a really solid Arthas game. Like, the positioning was good. You know, like, the talents worked out okay. Might have switched up those talents a little bit, you know. Like I said, I feel like you want to synergize them a bit more. But, I mean, you did the team fights well. I think you played that one actually very solid, and your team did good. And, hey, they made a lot of stupid mistakes. Like, that was a huge thing as well. The enemy team really threw that game quite hard. Like, they... You know, like, they sent their heroes to weird spots. The Vala was, like, dived into you a couple of times. It's like, why is Vala diving into melee range on Arthas? He just turns around and it's like, well, you're stuck in Frozen Tempest. I hit you with Frostmourne. Thanks, Vala. They did their lane assignments wrong, and, you know, they didn't respect the bosses and stuff like that. They did some derpy stuff and bad rotations. So, yeah. It'd be interesting to see another game from you where, you know, you're against a more challenging enemy team that don't, like, mess up so much. That'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, so thanks to Kelthis for that game. That Kelthis did super good. And to be fair, you did a good job enabling him because you had good positioning. And you know, yeah, Vala was terrible. Okay, hang on. So I think it's 1, 2, 7, 8. Roll the dice. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Funky Monkey. He's going out again?
Yeah, hoping for something else.
Poor Winston. He keeps being shoved out in the rain to go to the toilet. And he's like, I just went. I did it. Oh my god. I remember this game. This was horrible. I don't think there's any point in watching this, Funky. I don't know. Look, we'll take a look. Fine. So this game was pretty difficult. This is one of our Team League games. More Braxis. Alright, Gregor Stone. See you, dude. Gregor Stone sent in the same game? Did he? Okay. Huh. Dogeless X looking for team carries another game. That's a great replay name. Oh, man. Do double speed. Yeah, I might speed this one up. So I remember this particular game was pretty rough because like our Kelthis was like unfortunately feeding. Oh, Gregor Stone, but he's on the other side. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, I get you. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, like you see, we've got a good 4-man team here. We've got Chen up top. They've got a decentish 4-man and Rag up top. Now the good news is, looking at these team comps, the enemy team. It's like the Zarya doesn't quite fit. She's super good on the map, but it's like their damage is kind of clunky. They don't have anyone to give the Zarya shields to that's going to get value. So our damage should be able to play around that. You know, you just play around the Zarya shields and burst them down when the Zarya shields are down. You can sidestep the Chromie, and then it's like look at their damage. You can dodge all the Chromie damage fairly reasonably. Zarya won't do much damage if you play around it well. And then like there's not much threat. So we should win this 4-man really hard. I don't know how Chen versus Rag goes, to be brutally honest. I have no clue. But yeah, I remember in this one, like, Kelthis just keeps dying to Chromie. Like, he gets literally hit by everything. I think, honestly, that's the main thing. I'd be curious to watch the game again. I know I missed a few skill shots, too, in a Nubarak. But I felt like the main thing when I watched this was, of course, like the Kel'Thuz's getting hit by like every skill shot in the world. So that sucks. But we'll take a look at this. Why is this kind of gone weird? Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're going to focus on your Greymane gameplay. So you're asking in your email to focus on your mechanics and what you should be doing. So we'll take a look. We'll take a look. Alright. You're going for cocktail build. That's grand. That's what you want to go for. Hey, Winston. Poor Winston keeps being shoved out in the rain.
Sandra's been shoved out.
Well, you're shoving yourself out in the rain. Hey, Winston. What are you doing down here?
Maybe a poop.
I hope not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm just gonna mostly focus on the Greymane stuff. You can see like Arthas, he's taking loads of hits. Like he's just getting hit by everything at this point, right? So that's not ideal. Gregor's Stone disconnected. You want me to be brutal? Okay, I'll be brutal about it. So is the Greymane. I mean, you should have a pretty easy job in theory. Again, like the Arthas, unfortunately Nessa makes terrible plays, so it gets kind of difficult. Yeah, you want to be kind of clearing the waves. Just poking around. Oof. Everyone gets hit by that. Except Nubkex, because Nubkex is pro, yo! Yeah, you don't want that to happen, really. Oh god, KT. Okay. Yeah, you can see KT's taking, like, huge hits, right? Alright, so there's like one mistake. I was wondering if you could maybe have gone in. You get taken out there, right? So like possibly you could have gone, you know that's a mistake, that's fine. Like possibly you could be going in a bit more ham there, but I think you were doing the right thing because there was a Zarya shield in on the Arthas. So I think it was right not to jump in. Possibly you could be doing that. Right there, for example, like you obviously, you've been hit by a couple of the Chromie W's, which is not too great, that you probably didn't need to be hit by. You do want to like not be standing on the minion wave where she wants to throw them. Like if you're on the minion wave, it's just like win-win for her. She gets hit minions and she gets to hit you. So you do want to avoid that if at all possible. Oh god, KT. Oh god, why though? Why? So you can see that me and the Nubarak, I took like way too much damage there as well. Kind of panicking because KT is taking loads of hits. Oh my god, rip. It's like Chromie has never been so accurate in her life. Alright, so for you and Greymane, you just want to stall this out. I mean, hopefully top lane should be going fine, so it's not an issue. Chromie's gone Q build. So hopefully it should not be an issue. You can be very patient here, because Chen should be doing pretty well. Unfortunately, KT does go down. Yeah, you don't want to... I mean, like, you can see what I mean, like... You didn't want to go in aggressive there anyway. But you can see what I mean about it being really awkward to talk about this one. Like, the KT's being hit by everything. So... yeah, so that'd be one thing I'd watch out for. I mean, it is one of the times where it's really hard to actually do the stuff. Because it completely messes up the whole team dynamic. Like, I'm having to... You can see on the Nubarak, my positioning became really compromised. I had to super duper focus on keeping KT alive. Right here, you really wanted to fight with the team, I think, probably. Unless they're confident. Can't see because of the voice chat. Okay, I think you're... I mean, like, KT's just dead again. Uther's dead, too. I'm not sure exactly what was going on voice chat right there. Couldn't see it in the replay. But either you want to be committing to help your teammates out in the fight, or if they're like, we're okay, then you want to go and take the beacon. If they're okay, you're going to be fine. You can see that. I think probably just KT screwed up again. And he got killed. How should one use Phoenix? You just want to throw it into like a place in the team fight where it's going to do damage. You can also use it to push with objectives and stuff like that. We're actually holding on to the point here, which is nice. Getting like a good charge on the beacons, so that's cool. Alright, let me focus. I've been focusing a bit on the general stuff, but I need to focus a bit more on what exactly you're doing. right there, I mean, like, you know what I mean again, like, you might want to have been there. I'm not sure because I didn't see, but it might have been better not to go for that regen glow. Okay, good news is we still have the beacon some more, so that's good. Okay, you're doing fine here. Like, good poke stuff. And there you go, we get the full swarm, we don't die. So that actually works out really well. Kelthis comes in, misses everything. That actually worked out really well. Like, that was actually very well played by us as a 3-man there, I have to say. Like, we held on to the point, we didn't die, we got ourselves a full Zerg swarm. So that's pretty nice. Gonna come up and defend. Not a huge fan of this. Actually, you know what? It's okay. That's interesting. Because we were so low after getting the swarm, I want to sidestep that meatball. I'd say right here as well. This was a good point. You should be tapping the well here and going in. Just exploiting the map pressure. That was kind of tough. Yeah, it's like... So the decision there was, you thought it was bigger. Okay, so fair enough. Well, that's a mistake there. So we obviously won the wave, which is what we're fighting over. So it's kind of the decision of, do you push with the wave? Or because we had a couple of people at the Hearthstone, do you swing up and clear this out? Might have been okay to clear it out and push up top. I think going and clearing top and then Hearthstoning away is not a good idea. I think you wanted to take the thing and commit to either one. Anyway, that went well down bottom. We got ourselves a kill, so that's good. That's good. I think, did KT only just take his L7 there? I didn't quite see. I think so, though. Okay, like this could be a good time for us here to pick a fight, but KT's had to back out. Kind of waiting for that. Oh, I missed the Arthas there, the new Braxton. That would have been a good time to force the fight, eventually. Just getting the right engage. Okay, so they're going for a camp. Alright, this is fine. This is fine. Reported KT. Yeah, I mean, like, Nessa's definitely, like, the big weak link, and it does throw off the team fight on this game. Like, he's overextended right there. You could even, in that quick glance, tell that he's not in a good spot. And you can see, like, they're just, like, Nessa and Regeless way out of position, and they're getting kind of punished. Right there, you vaulted in a poor spot. So, for example, like, right here, I mean, again, if you look at their team, right? You can be much more aggressive. Like right there, for example, you vaulted backwards into the slowing field and you got stuck. Instead, if you vaulted up, it would have been fine. Like, you could be really effective if you're kind of like to the side here. Because, I mean, Chromie has to throw her stuff in a direction. So if she's attacking us, she can't attack you. Sort of same thing with Zarya, she's short range, and same thing with Arthas, they're all short range. So I mean, in a flanking position, like you've got such a good opportunity to flank a lot as Greymane here in this fight and to kind of split the stuff up. Like you notice I'm doing that a lot on the Nubarak. I'm often very much off to the side because I'm actually totally safe when I'm off to the side because I can just dodge their stuff and it's not a big deal. Or if they do hit me, well then they're not hitting my teammates and it's not a problem. So you went too deep there for sure. Right. So Nubarak can burrow out. He's not in any danger. So you went to save a Nubarak who wasn't actually in danger and got killed. You see what I mean? Like, flanking to the side can be so effective depending on compositions. But certainly against a comp like this, being off to the side is massively effective. Because they can't really, they can't punish you there. For example, for the Nubarak right there, I'm able to just like sit off to the side and it's cool, right? I'm not in any danger. I can just disrupt them. KT's gonna die again. So, I mean, like, KT's dead again, so this makes this all kind of challenging. Okay, yeah, so you want to make sure to stay safe here, right? You don't want to take any risks. You're just, unfortunately, waiting for KT to respawn. Like, I can be that far forwards on a Nubarak, because, again, it's Chromie Zarya. I'm, like, totally safe. You want to hit the Cursed Bullet. But you see, like this is like important. You see where I'm positioning on an Uberak? Like this is such a big deal. Because I'm over here, it's like, it's absorbing so much of their attention. I'm like totally safe, but it's putting threat on them. And it's just splitting their comp up and making it awkward. So it relieves a lot of pressure on you guys. Now, unfortunately, the KT keeps mispositioning and he dies anyway. But you kind of see what I'm talking about there in terms of that. So KT goes in there. That was actually badly played from me on a noob. Good silence from the mouth. That was a bad play from me. You've done a fine job. Well, apart from jumping in on Zarya there. KT's gonna die again. So what I did wrong in a Nubarak there was I like split my CC the total wrong way. Should have cocoon. I think we probably should have killed the Malf and cocoon the other person. But I like E'd one person, Q'd someone else, and then cocoon the first person I stunned. It was a bad split of stuff. So that was not ideal, and that actually set us up for a rough fight. So that was not good, the way I split my CC there. So that set us up for a bad fight. Wasn't too much you could have done about that. Okay, good. Hit the curse bullet. He's taken out. I mean, that's the Uther's fault that you're dead there. I think you did alright there. Like, you're kind of juking around. You did get hit. Oh my god, KT. He's dead. Oh, rip. Like... Yeah, you could have, I think you could have, like, split a bit more with the KT and maybe dodged some of that stuff, but it wasn't too bad. But, like, Uther still had D-Shield, which would have been pretty useful there. But, yeah, I mean, like, if the two damage dealers die with Divine Shield not used, it's usually the support's fault. Lava Wave OP, yeah. You can see again, like I'm positioning off to the side to like draw attention away. Our like damage dealers should kind of outdo theirs. I think at this point we're like, what do we do? Fight. Would have been a good use of Curse Bullet there, by the way. Okay, so this fight could have gone a lot cleaner if you Curse Bullet. It's been there unused. So the way the Cursed Bullet works, right, is it turns you into a human, and then you can, like, jump forwards again. So you could use that to burst down the Malf right there, and then jumped on him with the Dark Flight again. That would have been really nice, actually, to get that kill a little bit quicker. Which number are you? This one. So that would have been pretty good. That was, like, a mechanical thing you could have done. Like, Cursed Bullet's been sit unused for, like, this whole big team fight, and it is a big team fight. So you could have got a lot more out of that. I think, does Nessa get himself killed here? No, he doesn't. Good, okay. So that was something you could have done. Like, we just had a big team fight with, like, 2 kills, with, like, the whole enemy team involved, and lots of ults, and, like, you never used the Cursed Bullet, which is something that you really, really need to use. Especially because it's such a short cooldown, and it hits really hard. Like, you could have used that to burst a couple of those heroes a lot more. And that it would have made the fight a little bit smoother, and maybe we could have got more out of it. I don't know. But possibly we could have won that a little bit quicker, and it could have been okay. I think, you know, cocooning the Zarya is okay if we dive the Chromie. I'm gonna take the Mercs, that's fine. It's like Chen is probably dead. Indeed he is. Alright. Rag is bad. I actually quite like Rag on Braxis because he can defend so well. And he's just like a useful hero in general. Alright, this right here. Nice free kill on the Ragnaros. He's overextended. That's good. And he can take the Bruiser camp after. Better to kill the hero than take the camp right there. So I would have prioritized like killing him. Chen can't die. Hacks. Alright, this is fine. Regulus getting sniped by the Chromie now. Chromie's never hit so many people in her life.
The beacons are energizing.
Rip KT. This actually might be me dead on Nubrak now as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I die here. So I get... That's like... KT unfortunately screwed that up for us. Yeah, that's why I'm cocooning Zarya. Ah. Cocoon Zarya, because she can break the cocoon really quick. Pro strats. You tried. I wasn't actually focusing so much on your stuff there. Chromie Snipe Master. What are you blaming me for in that fight, man? Like, it was a really awkward fight because, like, I had to... like, KT... The fight started because KT got caught way out and we had to, like, dive in to try to save him. It was really clunky. Chromie could put together a montage, that's true. Oh, I'm very dead on a new Barak. Oh, wow, wasting Molten Core, that's good.
Exterminate them immediately.
Alright, so it should give you a good chance to clear that out. That's fine. Yeah, exactly, Doge. Like, the whole game is KT getting caught out, and it totally messes up, like, literally everything. You know, it's like, that's literally what the whole thing is, for the most part. Will quick match make a difference to your rank? No. Not unless you've never played Hero League before, otherwise it's based on Hero League. I think it might even be based on unranked draft before quick match. KT's dead again. Fortunate for him. I see like Arthas is really not the one you want to be focusing here. Yeah, your goal is basically to juke skill shots, keep outputting your Qs as much as possible, then like burst people down with the ore, and then, you know, like jump in if there's like a good target to kill. It's awkward against Arthas' Greymane for sure because jumping in can be so risky otherwise. But you definitely don't want to get hit by that root, very important. Luckily they missed the second follow-up root. If they'd actually hit that, you could well have been killed. But yeah, like, you definitely don't want to be killing the Arthas too much. I'd say ideally you probably... I mean, it's so difficult because KT's not working. I mean, if your comp is functional, I'd say, like, if people are all playing it well, I'd say that, you know, killing Arthas is pretty doable. So the boss call is obviously a bad idea. I'm pretty sure we just get wiped out here. And we just don't have enough damage to actually do the boss. Killing Zarya here would be the right idea. Yeah. Just lack of confidence. ZKT's almost dead. Diving on the Zarya would be good. You can just see like we're just... Yeah, it's just a total mess. It's the teamwork's totally broken down. So like right there we'd want to make the call to go in. You can see like the team is just totally demoralized, which is bad. But yeah, right there, like moving in, the Zarya was overextended, so we should have like, and I should have like dove in and killed the Zarya, and then it would have been good. But yeah, we basically gave up all hope at that stage because like Kelthus was feeding like crazy. Like how many times did he die or something? Like 10 deaths on the KT, you know, which is pretty bad. And like no damage, so and no siege damage. Like he was just, that's basically the whole game. But yeah, at that point, that was actually a very good opportunity to dive on the Zarya. She's out of position, like dive on her, cocoon someone, and then we actually probably could have turned that more. shows you just like how when a game goes so badly, you do get frustrated. Then it is also difficult, of course, because you're trying to just account for your teammate who keeps dying and feeding. Like, how do we play with this person, and how do we play with someone positioning like this? It becomes very difficult then, because it uses up a lot of brain power. So yeah, that was basically how that one went. I mean, in terms of the Greymane, I think you did fairly okay. I mean, I'm not too critical because KT was like had such a bad game. I'd say like he could have juked more stuff as the Greymane though. Like there's definitely some things he got hit by, especially like early in the lane, like standing on top of the minions and being hit by a Chromie W is really something you don't want to do. And then using your cursed bullet in the fight and then using your E to jump on someone, like particularly when that Malf was out of position. I think that was something you could have improved on. I think you did fine. Like honestly, like in this game, like I'd say the main things, it's just like KT was like played terrible. Regulus played the best. No, Regulus, you definitely got hit by too many Chromie skill shots as well. Same thing with Cascon, though not as much. It was mostly KT. Then Uther definitely got hit by too many skill shots and was a bit slow, like in Divine Shield a couple of times. There was no... One thing as well I didn't mention here, but there was absolutely no synergy between the Greymane and the Uther engages. Like there was no like synergy in terms of like, oh, I'm going in Greymane, Uther's gonna Divine Shield me, let's make plays with that. It was always like the Greymane was playing as if there was no Divine Shield, and then the Uther Divine Shields were completely random. Like there wasn't actually any synergy there, being like, okay, we're gonna make the Greymane plus the Uther work together. There was nothing like that, so that could have been something to do. I think for me in that game, played it pretty well, but then messed up a lot of the engages and the stuns and stuff like that. And cocoon targets weren't great. I didn't see the Chen, so I don't know. I would have said certainly that the barrel was probably a bad idea. But the rest was okay. If I wouldn't have gone barrel, I would have just gone pandas and killed Chromie. But I don't know. But yeah. That's something, like the main thing I'd say to work on for you in that game would probably I'd say the main thing really to take away that you could work on positively would be to, you know, work with like the Uther and actually synergize some stuff and like play the Greymane as if like be playing a Greymane with an Uther support. Don't just play a Greymane. Like there's a big difference, you know? There's a big difference and actually synergizing that stuff. Because that's not something like when we're playing in Team League, that's not something me or Niku can do for you guys. Like we can't make you guys like synergize together. That's something you guys need to work on together yourselves and individually to actually coordinate that stuff and make those plays together, right? Anyway, all right, next one. I think it's between 7 again. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right, we're gonna look at a game from Mr. Doge. So I imagine this is probably you like owning everyone because this is your Smurf, right? We'll see how it goes. We need a Bikini variant. Oh my god. Yeah, a Dogeless X looking for team. Oh man. Another Braxis game. Every game on Braxis. Oh my god. Well, yeah, to be fair, Regis, I don't trust Nessa. Like, that was a good example, I felt, like, of Team League, where we had such a variety of skill levels that it really didn't work. Like, Kelthus was so much weaker, because he's, like, Nessa is in silver, then it's like, I think the next lowest person is, like, platinum, right? Isn't Regulus, like, plat 5 or something now? I don't know. Something like that. And Funky's, like, plat 1. So, I mean, there's a big skill, like, Nessa is so much weaker, and, like, you could really see that in that game, like, he was just getting wrecked, right? Because he's not playing. Regis is plat 2, okay, and Funky's plat 1, and then you got Nessa, who's in silver. Regis is gold? I don't even know. But, yeah, like, it definitely, you could see that, you know, it was just too difficult for KT in that game, and, like, the Chromie was whatever, she was probably diamond or something, and the Chromie was just, like, just destroying him. Like, he wasn't able to... Like, the skill gap was too big for him to work there. So that made it very awkward. But yeah. That is oh, Grubby's in this game as well. Cool. That's an interesting setup of skill levels from Funky. Okay. Here we go. So you are playing Illidan Dongs. So I imagine your team has a, like, obviously this is your Smurf and that's Grubby. So I know there's 2 good players on your team, and then I don't know anyone else. So that already puts your team in a pretty big advantage, I would say. Okay, we're going for Unending Hatred. Oh god. What do you think of Unending Hatred, Doge? I know it got buffed recently, but I can't see it being super useful. Excuse me. Thassin? You know Thassin? Okay, I don't know Thassin, but he is Arthas. Alright. Well, I mean, Arthas reactive parry. It's pretty wank. So, I mean, your team, you've got, like, Stitches, Uther, Vala, Gul'dan, bottom, Illidan top lane. They have, like, their comp is so bad, man. Like, look at their comp. What do they have? Like, Arthas top? Sylvanas, Oriel, Zarya. I mean, they can make it work, I guess. It's not that bad, actually. It's not that bad now I think about it. They can make it work. They just don't have that much kill pressure, but they do have quite a bit of sustained damage and stuff. I feel like their 4-man's gonna lose. Like, if this was a Vala, it'd be way better. Sylvanas is not quite as good, so we'll see. Goes, we'll see. Vala is... she's having a party over there. Yeah, but I imagine you've got, like, a pretty decent time against Arthas in the lane. Probably want to dodge the return on the Q. It's pretty dodgeable, so it's probably something you want to make sure to do right there. Alright. So far, it's okay. Oh, it sounds like Winston's going out again. Poor Winston. It's nice evasion, nice little jukes there, I like it. Show APM. I can't unless it's the other version. Hello Winston, nice to see you. Where are you off to? Come on Winston, come on Winston. Hello. Hey buddy. Hey, you go outside. Winston. Look over there. Look. Come on. Hey, say hello to the stream. Good boy, Winston. Sorry, I can't. I missed some. Alright, sorry, what did I miss? So Doge saying no idea how to play this, figured it out after a while. Yeah, I imagine it's like trying to use evasion to block his W's where possible. I mean, there's also the option that you... oh, Jesus. Oh, ouch. That's definitely not what you want to happen. There's definitely, like, the option that you simply, like, ignore him and kill the minions, because he doesn't have much wave clear. That could be a thing as well. And I would say, yeah, definitely. So I'm thinking, like, I'm not sure how this one works either, and I'll try to pay attention now. But I'd imagine you've actually got a pretty good option to ignore the waves. Especially with this setup on Braxis, and then you can come and keep soloing this Merc camp, and just keep him really pushed in, like, all the time, because he has reactive parry. I mean, he's kind of defensive, but he doesn't really have any wave clear, so you can kind of exploit that probably a fair bit, I would assume. And you definitely want to make sure to dodge those backswings, because they will actually hurt you a fair amount. Also, probably a different level 1 would make it easier, I would think, but I don't know. Alright, so this is like a good example where, yeah, you can hop down here and grab this. Oh, hello. Arthas is doing a pretty good job here. Alright, good jukes, I like it. I'd say you probably could have done a little bit better there, I would think, in terms of taking this point back. Like, you maybe push that wave a little bit more just to punish the Arthas more for coming to fight you, or for dodging, or you could have dodged some of those swaps. He has been playing it pretty well, though. Alright, nice one, I like it. Unfortunately, Stitch is missed. Alright, I mean, you did as much there as you could. Grubby! Grubby, worst person. Yeah, your team's rotations were a little bit wonky there. I wasn't really focusing on that. I'm just kind of curious about this matchup in the Illidan solo lane. So yeah, I mean, the way your team moves probably cost you more than anything. You seem to be doing okay in the solo, but certainly not dodging the swaps is pretty important. It's pretty interesting, you know? Like, obviously, Immolation versus this. Immolation would definitely help a lot more, for sure. I guess Unbound is fine. Has he gone to the loo yet? Oh, good boy, Winston. Well done. I'll come play with you soon, Winston. Don't worry. Okay, so... I think you did fine against the Zarya, to be honest. Like, you did a good job. You kind of did everything you could once you spotted her. Maybe a bit slow to spot her, fine, but it's very unusual. But once you spotted the Zarya, I mean, you did everything correctly, and then the Stitches hook missed. So, I mean, wouldn't blame too much. I mean, at this point, there is, of course, the option as well. I mean, if we stop and we pause here, right? In terms of how you play the composition, I think there is definitely the option that you split some heroes away and you could mix things up. So, for example, you could, in theory, I would say, do like a 1-3-1 split with you in the middle doing Merc camps. And then, like, your team comp is pretty damn good. Like, Uther Stitches plus either Vala or Gul'dan to do one lane. And then either Vala or Gul'dan to do another lane. And they should be fine. Like, the enemy comp is not that strong in terms of that stuff. So I think you could probably get away with that. Like, your 3-man should probably be able to do fairly decent against their 4-man, at least for a little while. Which could be kind of intriguing. Open up some possibilities. I mean, what's the theory between... What's the idea of unending hatred, Doge? Like, I don't personally get it. I don't see why you would take it. Gone for Thirsty Blade, that's cool, yeah. Like, I don't get what the theory with that one is at all. Alright, this is nice. Nice hook there by Grubby, for sure. Good positioning by you there as well, just getting the Arthas way. I love it. Okay, got maybe a little clunky there at that final Q, but it wasn't bad. That was nice moves there. Like, body blocking the Arthas was really good. I like it. Ah, this is what Timeless plays in the solo lane? Interesting. I wonder why he hates Immolation so much. Like, I see the theory. The only problem is, obviously it's weaker early game with Unending Hatred. Once you finish it, it's probably better than Immolation. And it obviously synergizes better with some of the things later on. Like the Thirsting Blade and stuff. Immolation doesn't give healing, that's true. Well, it does with Hunter's Onslaught, but it's true, it doesn't with Thirsting Blade, yeah. It would be a lot more damage early game, so. Timeless is Chinese. I'm also curious which heroic you go for here. I don't know what you're gonna pick. I think both could work well. Alright, nice. Alright, I like it, I like it. I quite like, actually, Immolation with the ability power, healing level 7. It doesn't heal with that one, does it not? I thought it did. Guess not. Oh well. I'm pretty sure Mark for Death does heal you with Hunter's Onslaught. I know, I quite like it though, actually. Going for the hunt, yeah. I like the hunt here. Okay, so you got 17 stacks of this. Like, 17 bonus attack damage. It's alright. I guess, like, it's probably Immolation is better. Up until the point, I would say, that you finish the quest. Even with Thirsting Blade, I think. Oh, I see. So Immolation doesn't count as part of Sweeping Strike, but Mark for Death does. That's really interesting. Oh, okay. Well, this is really nice for you. You're obviously going to split soak, which is cool. And you've got the hunt, so that's extra cool. Yeah, I like the idea of hunting in here. Pretty nice. Here we go, here we go. Camera's going kind of weird. Yeah, that's a good idea though, you know, split soak bottom, then hunt up. I like it. Bear in mind, Immolation does as well give you more wave clear, which is a pretty big deal. Whoops! A little bit greedy there, gets stunned and locked down a fair bit. Now your team is in a little bit of a rough spot. You just gotta run away. Alright, down he goes. Yeah, that was definitely too greedy diving in there and just getting CC'd down and left your team in a rough spot. The enemy was able to kind of snowball that. That was definitely clunky. That was definitely clunky. Calculated. Whoops. Rip. Okay, I think split pushing bottom here is alright. I'd also be looking and keeping an eye on the enemy team. This would also, I mean, with the hunt, I mean, you pretty much always want to be split pushing with the hunt. You never want to be with your team. You always want to leave them alone. Grubby's Hearthstone, okay. Quest is finished, time to destroy them. Hype! So it is. Beautiful, you finished the quest. Oh, does it keep scaling? I didn't know that. Oh, well then, that's kind of good then. So late game it's quite good. But I mean, Battered Assault's probably better late game, right? It's a lot more damage. But, hey, in 1v1 fights, late game, it's really good. Yeah, I don't know. Like, personally, I'm into... Does Timeless take the hunt with this build as well? The solo lane build? Interesting. It's just Seasoned Marksman, yeah. Like, the idea of the build is there. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I still feel like I'd probably rather Immolation to do split pushy things and then hunt in. Like, it just takes a long time for this to activate. I don't know if it's that valuable. Probably better to dodge that. You know, you don't want to really get hit by suppression pulse when you're on the edge. Like, you're kind of better off sidestepping that, I would reckon. Yeah, I was gonna say you probably had an opportunity to hunt on the Oriole. She was really low. This works out. That's a pretty bad Divine Shield. Like, Divine Shield right now would be 10 times more useful. Oh well. Just thought the hunt was better. Yeah. I mean, I see the theory, like, so the Timeless build is usually, like, Battered Assault, Unbound, Thirsting Blade, Elusive Strikes, Blades of Azzinoth, and then, you know, Meta, and then Demonic Form. So the idea is that it's like this big team-fighting Illidan, right? Just using his Sweeping Strikes through the enemy team, proccing Battered Assault, beating the crap out of them, surviving at meta. I do think that once you switch to the hunt, the build becomes much more difficult because your ability to teamfight becomes so much weaker. And you're more focused on split pushing and on picks. But your ability to dive and fight in the teamfight's not as good. So I'm not a huge fan of Battered Assault into that. I do prefer a more bursty build with like Immolation for just split push value. And then Mark for Death for just some like more consistent burst damage. And single target pick. But I can see both things. And then obviously Timeless swaps out Unending Hatred for Battered Assault, because Battered Assault is useless in a solo lane, whereas Unending Hatred would actually do something for him in that situation. So I kind of see that. Yeah, it's a weird build. It's a weird build. It's a nice little hunt there. I mean, that's what makes Illidan, I feel, quite good, actually, is the hunt. Yeah, he's a cool hero, Illidan. I like him. Must play some. I'm in the mood to play some Illidan after watching this. It's really interesting. I think in this game, Timeless would probably let the Vala solo have himself in the 4-man. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised, like, because you could, in theory, they only have Artanis. You could quite easily put Gul'dan or Vala in the solo lane and they'd be alright. It'd be a pain for them, but it'd be okay. Alright. Definitely like misplay there against Artanis. He might even kill you. Not quite. Close though. I feel like, yeah, right there. You want to dodge. So he gets the cooldown reduction on his Q backswing. So it'll be pretty important to dodge that actually. Yeah, interesting with Artanis into Illidan. Yeah, very interesting matchup. Vala can solo against Artanis. Yeah. Fairly intense for her. Oh my god, these divine shields! He's like, I will enable you! You're in no position to do damage right now, but feel enabled. Yeah, very interesting to see the Illidan into Artanis lane, for sure. Also be interesting to see what would happen if he had a different level 1. Alright, GG. It was a very interesting game, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You said in the email it was fun, you didn't have to watch it. I personally really enjoyed that one. I thought it was really cool. I mean, you can see the siege damage is good, like, and yeah. I mean, I find that it's a really interesting build, man. It's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, personally, I mean, I haven't tried it myself, right? I haven't tried it myself, so I can't say for sure. But I don't know. Like, I personally would probably prefer, like, you know, the Immolation and a Mark for Death build with the Hunt and the solo lane. That's probably what I would go for. I think it's nice. You can see, though, like, this build is kind of, it's really, like, the Timeless build. I do feel like meta makes the Timeless build a lot better. I don't feel like it really fits with the Hunt. And you can see that it really starts to come online kind of in the late game, especially, where you do actually finish Unbound. And then this actually got stacked really high. I was actually surprised by that. I might have to try it, man. Like, Unending Hatred in the solo lane, at least in this game, worked really well. And then, like, the late game with Unbound would be really good. Obviously, with the solo lane, the Hunt becomes much more appealing because the global, or semi-global, is quite useful. It's a very interesting one. How Illidan fits in. It's interesting, especially because he's not played all that much by many people. So it's super cool. Yeah, that's why I like the Hunt and why I like kind of a more consistent bursty Illidan, because you can just do the global stuff and then you can pick people off with the Hunt and kind of snowball it. I think it's quite good. Yeah, obviously Mark for Death doesn't affect the solo lane, right? The laning is basically over by then. However, like, Mark for Death does fit in well into the Hunt, the conception of the Hunt. And also into the conception of split pushing, right? So the conception of the Hunt build is that you're split pushing and then you hunt in to get picks on people. So you're not going to have as many opportunities to proc Blades of Azeroth because you're not looking for team fights as much. You're looking to, like, split push, create global pressure, and then use the global and get picks. So Mark for Death synergizes more with picks. It also ups your PvE damage. And Immolation does as well. So that's kind of the idea with that. I see how this build works, though. I kind of like it. It's cool. Oh, sorry. I forgot the MVP. Yeah, I think you didn't even get a proc of Blades of Azeroth at all in this game. Yeah. For sure. And it gets easier once you got Unbound, of course. And it's easier with meta, but... Elusive Strikes is pretty cool as well, yeah. And they had a decent comp for you to use Elusive Strikes against as well, which was good. It was an interesting game. I like that one a lot. Okay, so I think again we've got 7 replays here. So we're going all the way to, I think, this one. Actually don't know if this will work. We'll try. It's an Abathur replay. Abathur replays often don't actually work, but we'll give it a go. What did he do? I think Winston just did a poo. I think he just did a poo. He might have done a wee. Hopefully it was a wee. That's much easier to clean. Good boy, Winston. Alright, we'll see if this works. It might not. The camera might not work. We'll give it a go. Ah, it's Locksmith. Cool. We need to get our Winston emote set up. Actually, is Regis, you're still here. Yeah, it might not work, Regis. We'll try to make it work. Regis, actually, you have the nub pup emote, right? We should, if you could send me that. There's a bunch of different sizes you need. In fact, I'll find it out now. If you could send me that in the different sizes, I could set it up for, to have it as one of the emotes for Twitch. That'd be cool. We'll set it to like the $10 emote until we get a partnership. Then we can get more ones because we only have one emote for basic subscribers. Let me check. Does Reach just a Photoshop? He did. I don't know if he still has it. I don't know. Yeah, I'll PM you later on Discord. Here, I'll just send it to you now. Oh yeah, there you go. Doge almost has it. So it's yeah, it's like 28 by 28, 56 x 56, and 112 x 112, and that's what it is. I'll send you the thumbnail files. Alright, let's see if Abathur's gonna work. Hopefully it does. Probably doesn't. Probably doesn't work. Paint OP. Yeah, Doge did get it right. It was just he said it backwards. And he didn't say it was squared. Game starts off flaming. Oh well, good luck. 4, 3, 2. Oh my god, I think it might work, team. We'll see when he uses symbiote. Alright, starting to lay down the mines. Cool. Russian Valas, Russian lilies. Axe. Thanks for the follow, Jubby. Okay, so they're setting up things in that brush. I kind of like that. It's fine. One thing you want to do... Okay, so straight up, one thing I'd recommend is you don't want to leave the symbiote on someone for that long, because, I mean, the cooldowns are pretty long, right? It's not doing anything. So, for example, right here, this symbiote on Johanna is not doing anything. And, like, you're missing out Soak in the top lane, so you want to kind of fix that. Like, you want to pop a symbiote on someone, burst the cooldowns, and then you want to cancel it off. Unless you got a different build. Like, you've just been sat on Johanna, like, it's a huge waste. You also presumably have a bunch of mine charges yet. You can see your mine charges, right? Your mine charges, like if I throw in the pause, like you've been sitting with it maxed out. That's because you've been in the symbiote so long. So you could have had extra mines coming out, and you haven't actually bothered. Okay, you want to be soaking bot lane with your symbiote at the moment. Like you need to get that XP. You can see your team is already falling really far behind in terms of XP. You can soak some... There you go, you're doing it now. That's good. You need to do that quicker. Funky can submit an Abathur replay. Okay, with Lily down here, then you can kind of move your symbiote away. But you basically want to use your symbiote to cover all the different areas where people aren't as much as possible. just to keep things, you know, kind of keep things soaked. So you're soaking up top lane fine with your body. That's great. Look at all these mines that aren't being used, by the way. At least throw some down for the sake of using them. What talent did you go, by the way? Okay, you went for pressurized glands. Okay. It's okay, yeah. You're going for attack speed. Alright, alright. Well, with Adrenal Overload, this makes, like, Vala your favorite target to hat. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it with this Vala. It's much, much better with, like, melee assassins and stuff like that. It's not as good. Like, this is why Greymane is so good with it. Not anywhere near as useful with the Vala, because she's not really going to be in range that much to actually make your spells hit. So I'd consider maybe mixing up the build here. For example, I think you can pressurized glance is fine. I'd probably grab like Ballista Spores for Cursed Hollow specifically to mine up the bosses. And then you can get like whatever Mule or Needle Spine. It doesn't really matter, but just, you know, you don't want the Adrenal Overload, because really Vala's not a very good hat target. It's good with someone like Greymane, not so much Vala. I mean, like, Vala's not here, so I mean, this fight's just not going to go well, is it? So your teammates are getting killed. Rip them. Oh my god, Diablo's going to die. Lily re-engaged horribly and got killed. She could have lived. She just had to walk away. Rest in pieces, Lily. The E-build was nerfed, so it's not as good. It would not be terrible. The E-build wouldn't be too bad here either. Wouldn't be too bad. I mean, bearing in mind, you're going to clone a Jaina for most of the team fights. Your teammate doesn't know how to play with an Abathur. That's nice. You can also, when there's a big fight, that's a good point as well, right? But you can also move further forwards here, because they've got like no map position and they're all bottom lane. That's a good time to start moving forwards, which can be worthwhile. It can be very risky, but I'd say, considering their comp and what you could see on the map, I think you could have got away with moving forwards a bit. But you have to be very careful. But like, obviously, like, the hat and Johanna. Johanna would be your favorite person to hat here because she's in the middle of the enemy team. But then the attack speed is, like, useless on her, you know? It's not too good. I'd say you're definitely missing, like, considering how much they've been focusing on the bottom half, you've definitely been missing body soaking opportunities. You can see the mines haven't been used either. Okay, I mean, your team is just way out of position and they're getting killed. I mean, yeah. It helps your battle momentum. Oh, I suppose it does help battle momentum. Oh my god. I mean, what your team has to do, they wanted to take that tribute, right? They could have given up the other one. This one, a fight is 4. Your guys' comp is just fine. That's a very favorable tribute for your side. They should have got that one, but they were just completely split up, and they're shit, basically, is the long and short of it. Your team is terrible. Like, Johanna, they're just misplaying it and flaming. It's like, if you're gonna flame, at least play it right. You know what I mean? Doge game finished already. Was watering plants. Well, isn't your life exciting? Yeah, it's done. We need damage. He's got Vala and Jaina and Abathur, but he needs damage. Plus W build Lily, but there's not enough damage, apparently. I mean, yeah. You guys, you probably should have not picked Jaina and should have, or Johanna should have picked another damage dealer. Alright, 3 mines on top of each other. Okay. At least you use the mines. We'll give you that. At least you use them. I mean, this has a real risk of snowballing totally out of control now at this point, by the way. Your team is cursed. They're going to get level 10. They could probably just wreck all of your forts and take both bosses and do all that before you guys hit 10. And yeah. I mean, like, if this was a higher level game and this was the game situation at this point with these drafts, I'd be like, game over. You guys have lost. It's like there's pretty much no chance. But we'll see how this one goes. because people make a lot more mistakes here, presumably. Okay, went for Needle Spines at 7. That's alright. I like it. It's fine. It's silver 2 or 3. Yeah, so they probably don't know how to snowball. I mean, you can see, like, there you go. That's like their curse gone. Your team is just about to hit 10. They didn't even take a single fort. Like, they've done nothing. They took bruisers. I mean, so yeah. There you go. They could have done so much more, but they messed up big time, and they're terrible. It's great. Alright, here we go. We got Ultimate Evolution. Jaina is your ideal clone target. Definitely. Vala could also work. Oh my god. Vala vaults forwards into the root plus the flame strike. You get killed by Sylvanas. Honestly, don't blame me too much for that because mid lane was just such a disaster. I can understand getting distracted. But man, that was embarrassing. Johanna wants them to win, please. Well, sure. I mean, you guys have only hit your composition's level 10 power spike when you actually become viable with Abathur. But I think this is a good point to give up. I mean, this is only the best time in the game for you to turn it around and to come back. But I think, you know, yeah, give up. That's actually the right option. Johanna's got this correct. Thank God you've got her here. Oh, wait, you just got a kill? Huh. Never mind. Forget it. You should still be giving up here. Thanks, Johanna. Great tips. Great tips. I would hate to be silver, man. It's just so frustrating. It's just so frustrating. Do I like football? Kind of. I mean, at this point, you guys kind of want to do a little bit more on the map here. So it's Abathur. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for doing some more body soaking here. Can't even spell Abathur. Buy unranked. I don't support any team, Redoon. Don't support any team. Silver Johanna flaming his other silver teammates, saying they should not play ranked, not realizing that they are all in silver together. Hooray! We clone the Jaina. Cool. Clone instantly died. Oh my god, you need to get in and symbiote someone. Yep. Oh yeah, I do support Fnatic. Fnatic are great. They don't play football, don't think. Pyroblast, round 2. It's gonna hit, it's gonna kill. No, she got her iron skin up in time. Hype. Poor Vala gets killed though. Rip.
I must retreat.
Oh god. Oh god. Alright, well. I mean, like, yeah, your goal in the team fight would be to clone the Jaina. Let's see how it goes in the next team fight. But certainly next time, like, you want to be cloning the Jaina early on. And then, like, kind of comboing her stuff with her. Okay, I mean, you just want to use the symbiote here to clear stuff out. Ooh, we're going to clone Vala. You can see that's not really very effective. The clone is just instantly killed. It's definitely like a bad position for you to actually clone in right there. You didn't want to do that. You wanted to play that much more safe with the hat and want to clone someone in a better position. Like, having a Jaina clone right here would have been amazing. You could really have turned the team fight in a big way. Oh, the mines! We're gonna get you! We're gonna get you! Look at those mines! Almost. Hey, nice one. Alright, your team got a kill. Hooray! Hooray, hooray, hooray. Alright. You could take the enemy team's boss, but I suppose taking your boss is like the less effective option here. Man. Alright, now you're probably gonna miss that tribute as well. That's unfortunate, look. Abathur's going for it. I like it. Nice one. You want to lay some mines down to cover the paths to you, right? Like, you want to lay some mines here to the right, because they are going to come. And you've got no tunnel to get out, so... I mean, there's no reason not to lay down mines. I mean, you've got... Again, the charges are not, like, going, so... It would also been good to mine their boss there at this stage, which is quite possibly where they're going to go. Alright, Vala's gonna do this. Your team is fighting down below. I'd want to be looking at that. Like, there's a big team fight happening. I mean, Vala doesn't need help. She's on full health, right? But your team is probably not in as good a situation. There you go. You want to clone that Jaina. Alright, good. Should definitely have been in there sooner. Alright, yeah, focusing Diablo's alright, actually. It's not a huge problem. Vala has arrived. Get hyped, boys. I mean, aren't you glad that Johanna wanted you all to give up, right? Aren't you glad? Like, wait, where am I? What? No. You want to burrow up and grab that tribute. 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 She's fine. Tribute. Like, there's no need for this hat to be on her. It's literally doing nothing, right? You could have got that tribute in the meantime. Alright, well, Lily's gonna walk up and get it. That's okay. You can do it, Jaina! Oh, almost. What's this? Your summer transference, adrenaline boost? Okay. Okay, I see where you... Oh, I love giving her the, like, the movement speed buff. It's like, run! Run! It's not gonna help, but run. Alright, well, you guys got the trib, so that's nice. That's good. You can do it, Vala. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I think taking the symbiote off the Vala standing still was a good idea, alright. Yeah, the Fabled E build, I mean, it was the best build for a while, but it has been nerfed, so I'm not sure it's as good anymore. I mean, it's still solid enough, but I don't think it's all that it's cracked up to be. It's decent. Yeah, you get like some healing at 1, and then you get like a bit of a stronger shield. It's okay. It's okay. Johanna dodged the stun. That's pretty nice with the root, sorry. Yeah, it's definitely... I see what you're saying. It's pretty good in this composition, yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely I would say, like, the Adrenal Overload is, like, a total waste in this composition. Like, again, right here, you can see the hats on Johanna, right? It's just, it's not... hack speed is pretty useless. Okay, well, I mean, it's 17 to 17. Both teams have 2 tributes. Both teams have all their keeps. Now, they've got more forts. Your boss is up way sooner. I mean, mining up your boss area, and the tribute's probably in the bottom, is kind of probably worth doing for you guys. Okay, this is a great opportunity. Nice. Okay, perfect clone this time. I really like that. Moving in at the right time. Really well done. Double kill. Perfect. That was really good, right? You cloned as your team was engaging. So you're in position to follow up with all the CC. That was really, really good. Really well done there. That was a perfect team fight from you. And you get 3 kills out of it. Like, that worked so well, right? That was because you were on point with that clone. Like, you saw them engaging and you popped the clone at the right time. Really nice. Really nice. Yeah, all the builds in the game are pretty terrible. Your one is the best one, I'd say. I mean, the Lily's is okay, too. Shrink Ray the Pyroblast. Someone really wants to take the siege camp. Thinking. I mean, boss is up super soon, right? This is actually okay. The Abba build is bad. Anubrak has a decent build. Yeah, the Anubrak's build is good. Apart from this one. I see where he's going, but I don't like it. And the Sylvanas build is good. So there's that. Johanna's build is pretty good. Jaina's one isn't great. This one isn't perfect either. But it's not terrible. The Vala build's pretty bad. This build's a bit all over the place. But, whatever. Interesting Vala play. Interesting, yeah. Alright, we got the Jaina clone coming out again. Now we do have a Blizzard that's not been used yet. Okay, definitely not the best placement there in the Blizzard at all. Kel'Thas actually Pyroblasted the clone. I don't think it actually activated though, so I think it's not on cooldown. Not sure. Wasn't super paying attention to that fight, unfortunately, but that's rough for you guys there. Down she goes, down she blows. Probably lose the game here. Oh, never mind. Diablo's out of position. He should die. Oh, that blessed shield. Alright, well, he's dead. That's good. Wow, Johanna can, like, type and fight at the same time, but she can't hit skill shots. That's impressive. Yeah, I don't know exactly how they're killing Vala either. I'm pretty sure the Vala keeps vaulting into the enemy team to get damage. Or, like, right there, she's just standing still. Oh, rip. Again, you don't... Yeah, that wasn't your fault, to be honest. That was Vala's fault. The old stand still Vala tactic. I'm gonna stand still and die. Hooray! Okay. The enemy team could probably go core here. Will they go core here, though, is the question. All your keeps are down. They have level 20. You guys do too, but you're down 2 heroes. They're only down 1. They're gonna back off. At least take... They should at least go for your boss, right? Show the APM? I don't think I can. No, I can't. It doesn't work. Unless we've got the other replay client. Vala wants to take your bruiser camp. Alright. I think this is the first Abathur replay we've had. Oh! Enemy team's doing their bruiser camp. Of course! Of course, of course. If you guys get a curse and the boss, you could still win, by the way. So you'd want to mine it up. That would be your goal here. Mine up your boss area. It's over, dudes. Nope. Johanna, in fact, it is not. Okay, well, the enemy team's got their boss, so... It's available. I mean, you guys could just totally win a team fight. Like, if you win a team fight here, you can win the game. Because the enemy team didn't end. And you want to clone this Jaina ASAP. There you go. Good. The ring was not very good. Big silence. Nice. Kill the mouth. Kill the mouth. Yes. Good. Lightning breath. Wrecking fools. You guys are still alive. Lightning breath. Damn. Oh my god. Not. You could do it. Symbiote him. A little bit late, but you did it. Don't stand in the flame. Oh, she ran away. She didn't kill Diablo. Johanna, you're killing me here. She also has Indestructible, so I think she's just fine. Hang on. Pyro and clone again. She has Indestructible. She ran away from the free kill. Oh, look at that. You can kill him with a symbiote here. Do you have one? You do. You could have symbiote a minion and kill him. Jaina casually tanking the catapults. Okay. You guys could, I think you guys could have like turned that there. If the Johanna had actually killed the Diablo, would have worked really well. It's over, dudes. Yeah, it's over, dudes. XD. It's over, dudes. XD. I mean, like, at least when I call the games being over, I get it right. You know what I mean? Like, at least when I call games being over, I'm like, yeah, no, legitimately, it's like 5% or smaller chance we're gonna win. This Johanna is calling it over and just nothing. I mean, you guys can still win with the boss and with the tribute, you know what I mean? Like, it's still winnable. Pity Johanna's not actually there. It's over, dudes, XD. Vala. Oh, she dodged it. She did it. Enemy team got their boss. Okay, now it's kind of over. Yeah, now it's kind of over. I mean, you might be able to kill it. We left the only chance to push back this shit. Alright, okay. You need to kill their boss.
Grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
If they send 5 to defend your boss, okay, they're not. They're doing this well. Until, no, they're backing off. Great, okay. Okay, great. They're not pushing with the boss in the open core. Fantastic. Alright, this means that you've got a good chance to stop this. You really want this symbiote on the Vala or on the core. Shield the core or empower the Vala basic attack. You don't want this on Johanna. That's a small tip. Enemy team got the tributes. 0% damage done to the core. Well done, enemy team. Fantastic. You did a great job. So again, you guys have a chance. If you win a big team fight and you get the curse, you guys can win. Alternatively, if the enemy team gets the curse, they should hopefully win. Well, then again, they had the game won right there with the boss. They've had the game won a couple of times, but they just haven't simply committed to the core. Yeah, they sent I think everyone to defend. They didn't send anyone to push with that boss. All they have to do is push with 5 and they win the game. That's it. Simple. Like, you just don't have enough to kill their heroes and their boss. I mean, they've got Cocoon, so... Alright, they're gonna push in. This is the time to push in. We have no boss. This is when we push core. No boss pushing. This is going without it so that we can wipe on their core, give them the curse, and they can end on our core. Brilliant idea. Alright, gonna clone the Jaina. I like it. Good. There goes Kelthis. Fantastic. Vala tanking through everything with her heals and with Lily. Awesome. You guys just won the game. Hopefully. Unless you super screw up. Okay, nice. Very nice. You could burrow down and grab the tribute. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what you do, you grab the curse, you kill them through bottom lane, and make sure that you guys don't die to anything. Alright, great. They want to go for bruisers. That's right. No, never mind, I'm wrong. You have to steal the enemy bruisers and take your bruisers. Of course. Of course. So you guys could win just through bottom lane right now. I mean, you could win through any lane. You just kill a keep, kill the core, easy. It's not over yet. Johanna knows what to do. She's like, why are you going for bruisers? Obviously, we want to destroy the fort. Because forts are important 24 minutes into the game. Yeah, go for the mid fort. Take the bruisers and then back out. That's what you want to do. I'm getting kind of cold. Alright, well, you're finally onto the keep. Lily is almost taking the bruisers. Hang on, let's throw in a quick pause here. There we go. She got him. She got him, boys. Get hyped. She got the bruisers. Alright, nice. At least she got a keep, so that's good. 20 seconds left on the curse, though. She's done it. She's done it. Bosses are up in a minute and a half. Lovely. And you don't have any boss keeps down. Lovely. Fantastic. Alright. In before those mid bruisers win the game. Oh wait, they won't. What, can't you see because of my face? Johanna does have Blessed Shield. It's on a 22-second cooldown now. Lily's gone Merc mad. Johanna's indestructible. She's not even running away. She's just going to tank him. Here we go. Now she's running. You blind those boys. You show them. Don't worry. Lily got the siege camp. So, I mean, the enemy team only has 3 win conditions. Curse, their boss, or your boss. Actually 4, or just simply push the lanes. But, hey, you guys have got some things going for you, I guess. Question mark. You want to get off that hat. Yeah, there you go. And you want to clone. Oh, the ice block stops the clone. You can recast it, though. You guys are actually winning the team fight. Amazing.
New follower detected.
Excellent. 4 people down. Wait. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. There's no merc camps up. I guess you should probably go core at this point. I guess so. Yeah, there's no work camps left to take. There is like 5 catapults and a siege camp on your core though. Oh, it's only 3. 3 catas. Ah, make it 2 catas. Not too bad. You guys are gonna lose. I'm calling it. You guys are gonna lose. What are you doing? Dude, what are you doing? You're gonna die, are you? Yeah.
Or face my curse. The choice.
You've got mines, you got symbiote. Rip. Retreats. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm just gonna put my head in.
Unacceptable. You shall know my curse.
Yeah, dude, like, oh man. Like, you could have killed the core. I mean, you've got Hive Mind and Hat build. You had 3 heroes on the core. You were, like, slapping fucking catapults. It's like, you could have won that game there. I mean, or at least use your symbiote to defend. Oh, it's not over yet, team. It's not over yet. There's so many catapults. It's cursed. I don't... there's no way. There's no way this... Well, Dibbles is dead. Jaina on the chase. Oh, good stun by KT. Sylvanas moves back in. Sylvanas goes down. Oh, but the core dies to catapults. GG minions. Alright, so... few things you could have done differently there, alright? A few things to do. Okay. Okay. Poor Jaina, yeah. Poor Jaina. Jaina did a pretty good job. The throwiest of all throws. Right. Well, in terms of Abathur, what you could have done differently. So a few things you could have done differently for sure. Like, in terms of the talent build, you went for the hat build, which is okay. I don't think it's too bad at all. But I definitely like the level 4, the attack speed. You're kind of going, who do I give this attack speed to? Well, Vala's the only one who benefits from attack speed. And she's not in range for the rest of the hat stuff to be valuable. So there isn't really any point in that. So you needed to mix up the build based on the specific heroes that you had. Then you definitely need to use the mines in the early game. Like, there was a lot of time you were just sitting... So with the symbiote, right? You don't want to just, like, throw it out and leave it on someone. It's good for giving the attack speed bonus to someone that benefits off it. But just in general, you're better off, like, cycling the symbiotes relatively quickly because the cooldowns go quicker. So you were leaving your hat on for people for way too long. And you could see when that was happening, right? That you had your mine cooldowns that were just overflowing and you were missing out on loads of potential mines. So you want to definitely make sure to use those mines a lot more and spread them out. And keep them around some of those like problem areas, like rotations between lanes, near where tributes can spawn, and particularly on this map, the bosses, and cover those. What else? I mean, like, you had some opportunity to body soak a little bit more. It wasn't a huge deal, though. Like, body soaking is not the most important skill in Abathur, in my opinion, at all. But you had some opportunity to do it, like just when you see, especially just in situations, you know, where people are like all on one side of the map fighting over a tribute or a boss. It can be worthwhile, like slugging your way up a lane and soaking the XP with your body in that situation. You did a great job with the clones, actually, for the most part. Like you were doing the clones pretty well and going aggressive. That was good. Yeah. And then at the end, like, obviously you want to use that hive mind. Like, you do not... you could have won that game. Like, it was such a fiesta both ways. Like, that game was a total mess, right? Neither team really deserved to win. It was a total disaster. So I wouldn't feel bad about you guys losing, but like certainly at the end there, I mean, you were slapping catapults instead of using symbiote. Either using symbiote to defend your core or using the hive mind to empower your heroes and just help them just shred through that the enemy's core much more effectively. So you wasted a lot of time and you did actually throw it in the end. Would have been much more effective. You know, so that's what I would have been doing right there. Like, you could have won it at the end if you'd actually given the symbiote. Doesn't matter to any... Like, none of the heroes there were too important. Just throw it on Johanna. Hive Mind would have been on Lily or Jaina, and then double symbiote damage, and would have worked really well. Definitely don't slap stuff. Slapping stuff is bad. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. That's one of the craziest games. Like, just throws both ways. Severe throws both ways. It's pretty bad. Also at the start, like, just in theory, on Cursed Hollow with Abathur, your goal really is to get one of the tributes, the one that will spawn closest to your team's base. That's usually the one you want to fight over. You want to mine it up, you want to get a good position, and you want to try to get that one. You don't want the enemy team to get 3 tributes on level 10 before you guys and fall behind in XP and have them snowball the game, which can happen. So it's kind of important that you try to get at least one of the first 3 tributes so that the snowball doesn't happen. I think that's probably it. All right. All right. Well, that is going to be the end of the stream today. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a great game to end it on. That was kind of hilarious. We don't have time for any more stuff. I'll be streaming Warcraft 3 on my channel tomorrow from 12 p.m. GMT, so you can check that out if you want. Yeah, we're gonna... I'll see you guys back here on Xsolla on Monday. And I'll be streaming some stuff on my own channel over the weekend, but I don't stream here on Xsolla over the weekend. So yeah, we'll see you guys soon after that one. It was fun. Alright guys, I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.